Hello, everyone, and welcome to Fumbles and Fame Plays Tomb of Annihilation. Fumbles and Fame is an international Discord community created to connect DMs, GMs, and players around the world to discuss and enjoy our love for RPGs as a whole and to play them together with a particular focus on D&D. With all that being said, it is important to note that we at Fumbles and Fame are not affiliated with, endorsed, sponsored, or specifically approved by Wizards of the Coast LLC. Really quickly, before we get into the game, we have a few announcements to get through. First, we just have some upcoming games this week. First, this Tuesday at 6 p.m. UTC, we have our weekly DDO game returning. Join Ken and Jason as they embark on new adventures and explore the world of Zendrick. See what they get into. On Friday, May 4th, we have Elemental Bane, Session 3. At 7 p.m. UTC. Enter a homebrew world created by DMcation, where lots of things are going on, and a birthday has just been interrupted, and all sorts of things were happening, and I believe they met an Azer, and you can actually see one of my lovely players, Tahina, in that game as well. Saturday sees the return of another Curse of Strahd game in a new time slot. Curse of Strahd by our DM, Gloss and Gadgets, begins at 2 p.m. UTC. Join them for session 4 of their game, and I believe Tahina is in that one as well. She's just all over, which is good. We're happy about that. Finally, this Sunday I run Storm King's Thunder kind of privately in the Fumbles and Fame Discord. If you care to come in and listen, we play this next Sunday, around 7 p.m. UTC, but you can only catch us in Discord, so you'll have to join there if you're interested. You can keep up with all that info and plenty more by, like I just said, joining the Discord, following us on Twitter. We definitely love to see you in Discord. We're still a growing community, and we're always happy to have new members, whether you're a player, DM, GM, you play D&D, other RPGs, you're brand new, or with 50 years of experience, you're into lore discussions, world building, anything you want, we'll hook you up. Finally, don't forget to utilize our loyalty system for our stream. I have a feeling perhaps this party might need it. For those on PC, when you hover your mouse over the bottom right corner of the video, you should see a little logo. For those on mobile or tablet, I believe there is now a new extension, a little puzzle piece that you can click on that will allow you to redeem those points. So spend, because you earn them just by watching. Now, with all that out of the way, let's take a moment and get settled in here as I go over what happened last week on Tomb of Annihilation. So last time, the party, following Runa, who was the only person that had seen a little Chawinga, small little elemental spirit, they had ascended to the final level of Oralunga, an ancient monument that apparently had a seer who could help them find the Soulmonger. During this ascension, you had all experienced visions of your past and your present, and then had finally entered the shrine of one Saja Mbaza. You guys had crossed paths with artist Simber, who had finished speaking with the seer and had said that until the one who brings the sun came to Chult, he would never see his wife again. But the party pushed on, eager to have their questions answered, and very quickly discovered that this seer was a guardian Naga, a huge, monstrous snake with a female face that had spoken to them of the future and what their destiny holds. And very quickly, the party may have regretted their eagerness in discovering the truth of all things, because they discovered that the Soulmonger was just a little bitty part of the monumental task that lay ahead. First, they still have to find the city of Omu, the Forbidden City. It's apparently located between the Peaks of Flame and the Valley of Lost Honor. And to get to the Soulmonger from there, they would first have to deal with the Yuan-Ti on the surface, and then enter into the Tomb of Nine Gods to find the artifact and destroy it, as well as conquer the horrors and traps that lie within. After dealing with Saja and Baza, together the party decided to, instead of trudging through endless jungle, to travel back to Port Nyanzaru by way of the Soshin Star River. From there, they would make further arrangements to get to their ultimate goal. Traveling back, they had encountered a now abandoned Camp Vengeance, having convinced the remnants of the Order of the Gauntlet to leave with the help of their friend, Mr. T. But he had left them behind one thing: 2 canoes capable of carrying them faster towards Port Nyanzaru. Quickly paddling back towards civilization, the party had come across the first failed camp of the Order of the Gauntlet, Camp Righteous, which sat at the base of a Chultan temple, made to look like a crocodile riding a man's back. The party had entered into the temple and had encountered pit traps and swinging blade traps that ended up actually splitting the party into 3, but not far from one another. This is by no means a big complex. Selenia had used her radiant soul to sprout angelic wings and flown ahead and had found a puzzle on the floor of the kind of area she now stands in. It's a 4x4 grid of stone tiles, each representing animals. And trying to think of what to do next in the House of Man and Crocodile is where we continue our tale. So, you are all at different levels within this area. Selenia, you're the farthest one ahead. Like I said, you are standing in this room where you can see this 4x4 grid. Up ahead, if you'll recall, each level is split by a 7-foot-tall ledge that you some have to climb, where, Sin just has to kind of leap and grab it. On that ledge, Selenia, ahead of you, kind of a little bit blocked out of view by the ledge itself, you can see a door, a wooden door, and inset into that wooden door are actually smaller stone tiles. However, that grid is 4x3, meaning you get the feeling that there might be another layer, but you can't see it at the angle that the ledge is representing, because it's just ingeniously made so that a person standing at the edge of this floor can't see that door, at least the bottom of it. Galinden, you are standing at the edge of the blade traps, which is kind of one level below Selenia. Sin and Morthos, you are on the interior side of the pit trap, just below Galinden. And Ven and Runa, you were at the entrance of this temple, on the kind of exterior side of the pit trap. And I will now share the map for you so you can all see. All right. So, to zoom in a little bit more. There you can see Selenia is in the front, Galinden is near those blade traps, Morthos and Sin behind, and Ven and Runa all the way on the left. So what do you guys wish to do now? Well, don't all speak at once.
The camp outside had been abandoned, but there were still some structures left, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Maybe we could get some ladders or something to get into the pit and out of it on the other side. That would be easier for some of us who are not who are in a heavy armor and have trouble coming up on the other side.
We could do that.
Okay, so allow me to zoom out a little bit. And you should be able to see that there are some tents. You may be able to actually grab this kind of piece of dock over by the canoes and actually stretch that across the pit trap if you'd like.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Okay, so you and Ven are doing that. I assume, right?
Yeah, I'm going to yell at the others. Hey guys, we're going to find something to cross this pit trap more easily.
Yeah, we're leaving you. Bye.
That sounds like a great idea. Perhaps
don't
some
die.
healing potions as well. A little cut up.
I healed you last time, I think.
Right.
You should.
I'm still a little cut up.
You still
We don't need to make ribbons out of you.
No, it's not that bad.
That sounds like a plea for help. So I'm going to tell Corbin to sit on Glyndon's shoulder, and I will heal you. And I'm going to cure wounds on 2nd level, maybe. And 17 points.
That is amazing. Thank you.
You are very welcome. I asked Corbin to stick with our elven friend and get me in case. Oh no! Wait a second. If I leave, no, that's okay. I just can't look through his eyes if he's too far away. But he can move farther away from me than 120 feet, I think, right? Or will he disappear?
I think he
I
disappeared.
believe he's
I don't
going
think
to
we're that
disappear.
He's going
But
to
I-
disappear. Oh, okay.
I don't think you're going that far, like Ven said.
Oh, all right. Then I tell him to stay with the group and keep an eye on them and get me in case something pops up that's even more dangerous than the traps that we've seen so far.
Can I try to see if I can solve this puzzle?
Yeah, how would you like to try and solve this puzzle?
Can I look at the symbols on the floor better?
Sure. Each tile represents a different animal. So the first level seems to have a frog, a dinosaur, a parrot, and what appears to be like a small gopher-like animal that has one horn protruding from its head.
Okay. You said that was the first row?
Yep, that's the first row. And then as you kind of look at the next row, you realize that it's the same animals, but in a different order. And then that continues on. So it's really only 4 animals represented, but in different variations of order.
Are those traps in front of us? Did we break one, or they've reset back into the wall? So I know that they could potentially go off again.
Yes. You have, as far as I remember, you guys did nothing to prevent those blades coming out.
But we can see where they come from, right?
Well, a perception check. And you will have advantage on this thanks to Tiermon from last game.
$22. Thank you for the advantage.
Okay. Yes, you can see that there are 2 slots on either side of the wall. So there's 4 blades in total, and all 4 of these blades, when they come out, they just crisscross in a pattern that would hit any creature from small to large.
I look down and around by where I am. And does anyone have any ideas on how to stop this from happening so we can get by?
Sin and Morthos, you hear Galinden say that. Because you guys are standing right below him.
I think I can see where they come from, but I'm not sure if I'm able to disable temporarily or permanently.
Well, how about I'll go up there and help you look, see if we can see anything. I mean, I don't want to activate a trap if I get up there.
You figure you're probably going to be able to stand in the same area as Galinden. It might be a little bit tight. If Morthos was to try and get up there, it would be very Three Stooges comic-like. But the 2 of you probably could get up there.
Could I show Sin where the sort of blades come from?
Yeah, you point them out quite easily.
So I think I might be able to hit one with an arrow, but I'm not entirely sure how strong exactly my arrows are. Maybe if you and I hit our marks at the same time, we might be able to do enough combined damage to the trap that it might disable it.
Could try that.
So you guys are trying to hit one of these traps to essentially break it?
Yeah.
All right, both of you make an attack roll.
I got an 11.
Okay.
I got a 12.
Okay. Roll your damage.
Max damage, 12.
11.
Okay. And Sin, what were you using to attack? Just your axe?
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys hear this tremendous clang that just echoes out. Ven and Runa, you guys hear it as you're bringing back the kind of platform to cross this pit trap. And you're not sure whether it's had an effect. The only way to know would be to trigger the trap.
I say to Wen, what are they doing now?
Oh, they're probably breaking stuff.
Oh yeah, it sounds like it.
I'll be the guinea pig and see if we did it.
You are a true warrior. Good for you.
I go and step up.
Little pat on the back.
Actually,
Good.
I kind of get a little scared doing this as my heart races, and I go in rage, and I'm just like, "Oh god, this is scary!" Ah! I start yelling, and I kind of just like blindly like start running.
Okay, make a dexterity saving throw for me, please.
That is a 14.
A 14. Okay. Okay. So, Sin, as you're crossing, you hear as these blades come out. Now, interestingly enough, all 4 do come out. But as the top one comes out, you actually seem to have damaged its pivot point enough that the force of the blade coming out breaks it. And so you kind of duck under it, only taking 9 points of damage from the other 3 blades. However, that blade comes flying over towards Galinden now, having momentum carrying it down the hallway. So I need Galinden to make a dexterity saving throw, please. And Sin, you will be on the other side of this trap.
I got a natural 1.
A natural 1. Okay, you are going to take only 6 points of slashing damage, and the blade kind of continues on over Morthos's head and kind of clangs right into the middle of the pit trap. Just as Runa and Ven return with the board.
We don't tell them anything.
Nope, not a thing.
Continuing on, moving.
Now, there are still 3 active blades in the trap. Sin, you've made it beyond the trap at this point, but Galinden, you are still standing on the... Essentially, you have to go through the trap still.
Is there enough room on the other side for a third? Or is it another Three Stooges situation?
2 of you will be able to stand against the ledge, but only one of you will be able to go up and join Selenia on the ledge.
So I only passed one set of blades, or did I pass them?
No,
all?
you passed both. Technically, right now, you could just jump up and join Selenia.
Is there a way I can look for like maybe a kill switch on this side?
Sure, roll a perception check. Now, there are webs and things in this tunnel, webs and vines.
I got a natural 1.
That's a good ones, guys.
Yeah, this is rough. All you viewers out there, you need to help. Oh, okay. Look at that. Said something and there one appeared. All right. So, Sin, you look around and no, there doesn't seem to be any type of trigger. But at this point, I will say that Runa and Ven, you guys have managed to work together enough to put this kind of rickety old piece of dock out over top of the pit trap. Morthos, you kind of helped. Not really. You like pretended to help. You know, they'd already had it like most of the way and already pretty much set up. And then you were like, okay, guys, no, like it needs to just to the left a little bit. Yep, you got it. Yeah, great. And
wait, so would Morthos still have to like climb up on the ledge anyway? Because he wouldn't really be able to hop onto the ladder thing, wouldn't he?
Or maybe
no, like you will still have to
on our
climb the
side?
ledge to go up to the kind of blade level.
Could he come
But
back
you
to
can
us?
cross easily in and out now over the pit trap.
But he could come to us and we could pull him up, right? And then cross with us over the...
You're not in the
Make-
pit, are you? I thought you got out.
He's... Ah, okay, I thought you were still in the pit.
No,
Never mind then.
No,
No,
he
I
was
was on the
standing
ledge
on the
with,
ledge
Sin.
Sin.
Ah, alright then. Never mind.
But we could boost him up to the next level. Or
Oh, yeah.
he could boost to Lady. And then kind of like holds her foot up.
Sin says, "You're no lady."
You know nothing!
You're not here!
I guess Morthos is gonna have to pathetically try to climb up the ledge again.
Okay.
Thank
Guidance.
you.
And up you go, and I give you a boost.
Don't die.
Nat 20!
Hey! And that is 10 XP for our viewers as well. Get to that as soon as I can. Unless
And
one of my mods can do it. So, Morthos, you get up on the blade side of this complex.
I point out where the blades are.
Okay.
We've destroyed one of them, but it seems there's still 3 active. Can I shoot?
Could you
An
and I try
enfeebling
the same
shot.
thing that you and Sin
Yeah.
have done?
That's what I was just about to ask, actually, because you use the weave, right? You mold the weave into spells.
In a way.
I, in a way, also do the same. Perhaps we could attack together, sync our attacks to the trap.
Doesn't hurt to try. Let's do it.
I'd like to do an enfeebling shot at one of the well, because there's 3, right? So there's 2 on one side and 1 on the other side. I'll take the solo one because you can probably do.
Yeah, I'll be casting Eldritch Blast.
Yeah.
Okay. Remind me again what Enfeebling Strike does. I'm going to try and find it as well.
You're muted.
Hello, hello.
Hello. We can hear you.
Sorry, yes, enfeebling shot does an extra 2d6 necro con save. If you fail, it deals half damage until the end of my next turn.
Okay. So both of you are attacking the same target. Roll an attack roll. And you will have advantage on this thanks to Skirl.
Both of us?
Yep.
Woo! Another nat 20. Holy shit.
Hey.
Woo!
9 and a nat 20. Taking the nat 20.
25.
Okay, so you let out the crackling energy of Eldritch Blast, and you let out this arrow that when it hits, combined with the Eldritch Blast, you just hear this kind of cracking. And you figure that this time, instead of weakening the pivot point that the blade runs on, you have now broken it completely, rendering that blade inert. And you guys attacked the one with one blade, right? The side with one blade?
That's where I was attacking.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was attacking
So
both.
it's, yeah, so one side of this wall has now been rendered inert.
Shall we take more shots to the other side?
We might as well in case there's gonna be more of us needing to wait here.
And if there's a rush out.
Interestingly enough, you now think that if a person was to pin themselves against the wall, you might actually be able to sneak past the blades.
What would that
Because
do?
the blades don't hit the side of the wall, right? There's a little bit of a space where you may be able to get past them.
What would that do if we had to rush out? Would like half our movement or something like that? So,
Yes, absolutely. If you were rushing out, it would have you move.
I mean, I'm for slinking against the wall, but if there's a big bad that we have to run from or whatever, then this would slow us down.
Right. Fuck it. Eldritch Blast.
Yeah, fuck it. Shooting again, but normal
Okay.
arrow.
Go ahead.
Now,
In the meantime, while they're firing and blasting away, what are the rest of you doing? Selenia, Sin, you climbed up, correct?
Yeah.
Next to Selenia. Okay, so together you two are still looking at this puzzle floor.
Can I see if any of the pieces on the floor move?
You get the feeling, looking at them, that they will depress when stepped upon.
Okay. And so, since I see the doorway and Sin is next to me, can I have him boost me up to see the other puzzle?
Sure.
Watch
Sin
the
just-
hands.
Sin just lifts you up, no problem.
Okay, make a strength check, just to be sure.
That is an 11.
Okay. You lift her up. She's a bit heavier than you expect. Not in a bad way, but you can appreciate the muscles that you feel underneath. You can appreciate the weight of her weapons and the shield and everything else. And but you do lift her up, and slowly the door does come into view, Selenia. And I need you to make a perception check for me, please. And Will, what'd you get on your, Morthos, what'd you get on your Eldritch Blast?
10 total to hit.
10 total. Okay. Roll your guys' damage.
17.
17 for your perception check. Okay, you can see that the grid on the door now has the exact same tile sequence as the grid on the floor. It's a 4x4 grid. And interestingly enough, you can see that the tile to the very left on the first row is glowing.
The frog.
Yep.
And that's the only one glowing.
Mm-hmm.
Do I see anything else?
Nope, just the door, those tiles, the glowing. You do, looking around at the rest of the room really quickly with your perception check, you notice that the walls of this chamber are riddled with tiny little holes. So essentially to your left and right, kind of looking directly at the floor tiles, are all of these tiny little holes. And you can see around those little holes, the stone seems to be scorched.
Okay, you can put me down now.
I let you down.
Okay. Can I try tapping the frog in the first row?
Like just with the tip of your foot?
No, with my spear, because I'm lazy.
Okay, so you reach out, and you've got to... You start pushing, and you're not quite pushing it enough. You figure that a person has to put their whole weight on the tile for it to depress.
Okay. Sin, can you stand right here for me?
Sure, buddy. Sin walks right up.
Sin, you step onto the frog tile at Selenia's request, and you hear it kind of just softly like depress. Nothing happens.
Sin looks back at Selenia as that happens, like, I hope nothing bad happens.
Nothing does.
You lived, didn't you?
Can Sin see if he can step back if it stays depressed, or if weight alone has to be on it?
You step back, and it pops back up.
Okay, Sin sits back on it.
Okay. In the meantime, you guys hear another clang as another blade is rendered useless.
Third time's a charm.
Let's make it a fourth.
Sure. Roll your attacks.
18
Runa
to hit.
and Ven, what are you guys doing?
Bored.
We're
Roll your-
waiting. Yeah.
Roll your damage, both of you as well.
10 damage.
That's 6.
6. Another clang! And all 4 blades are rendered useless. So you guys can step forward now. Together, now, you guys can actually stand 4 in this hallway.
Is it safe to
So-
come up?
Yes.
You good? I turn to Ven and lay my hand on her shoulder and give her guidance. And then I kneel down and place my shield up so she has a stabbing place.
Thank you.
Up you go.
Okay, roll a strength check for me, please, Ven.
Does she get advantage because I'm boosting her with
Yes.
my shield?
Thank God.
And
Oh,
don't forget the
nat 20.
guidance. Hey, what's going on?
We got our
We
bad
want
luck
some
out
Aussies.
already.
Yeah, well done. Okay, another nat 20. You're just giving these
Good.
viewers all the XP that they can get.
So they can give us
Um,
advantage.
Hey, there you go. Okay, so Ven, yeah, very quickly you find yourself pulled up
Thank
Uh,
you.
You are standing next to Galinden now. You can smell the remnants of his blood on his.
Ooh.
I've also
Yeah.
been cut now since, so you probably smell fresh blood too.
Oh,
Great.
no. Oh yeah.
Ven's just gonna turn and look at Runa with wide eyes and try and help Runa up.
I rolled
Okay.
a 22 on my athletics check to climb up with
So,
guidance.
Runa very politely takes your arm, Ven, but interestingly enough, before you actually pull her up, she just one arms the other side of the ledge and just kind of one arms herself up, not really needing your help, but taking it anyways to be polite.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So now you guys are down on the. You guys are on the level with Morthos and Galinden, just behind Selenia and Sin.
I look
Hi.
at Selenia and I say, hey, now that I'm on this platform or this little piece, see if you can see anything else up there.
Oh yeah, I'll do that. I'll give that a try. Can I try to pull myself up better?
Interestingly enough, Selenia, you can see now where before was only 3 rows. You now know that the bottom row that you can see standing where you are on the ledge is sorry, things are going funky for technical issues on my end and it's distracting me. You can see that there is a tile that is glowing on that bottom row. So representing the second row on the floor, you can see that the far right tile is glowing.
On the door.
Yes.
And you said that was the last or the second row?
So essentially, if you picture a 4x4 grid,
Mm-hmm.
you know that Sin is on the bottom left. Then 1 row up from there, the farthest right tile is glowing, which would be the second row on the floor.
And it would be the rabbit with the horn or rodent thing.
Yes.
Sin looks at Selenia and says, what do you see?
There's another piece glowing, so I'm gonna hop down, or I could just see it. I mean, I'm gonna walk over to the rabbit horn creature thing.
Well, what I was
Okay,
gonna
now
say
you will
was-
have to potentially jump the first row of tiles, right? Because you've got Sin here, then a row of tiles, and you're trying to get to this row here, and there's no
there's
way.
not like a border around
no,
it.
no.
Oh, okay.
So Sin
Yeah,
can't
so-
get off this platform and go to the next one as someone puts their weight on the piece that I'm already on, so I could just avert myself to that part. I'd have to still jump myself.
Yeah, you would also have to jump. You can't just walk it.
Okay.
Okay, I'll jump. I'll jump to it.
Okay, just make an athletics check for me.
$21.
21. Okay, you very easily jump over that first row of tiling, and you step on that fourth tile, the one that you saw, and it clicks in with a soft click. Nothing happens.
Sin just lets out a big sigh, like, oh my god, thank you.
But now, Selenia, your view of the door is completely blocked except for the top row of tiles. So you can't see the one that you need to see.
You need
Ven,
help
can you see?
over there?
Ven,
I'm making my way
Sin,
over.
can you see the door?
Sin looks up to see if he can see it.
I feel like he would be able to see it.
Sin, you can see that last row, but you're not. You really strain your eyes. Roll a perception check for me, please.
Ha, net 20.
Hey! Okay, so you can indeed see a glow, and you notice that this glow is representing the exact same tile. Like, so essentially, if you were counting 1, 2, 3, 4 from left to right in this grid, the pattern now goes 1 on row 1, 4 on row 2, and 4 on row 3.
Is there anybody that can take my place so I can jump to that one?
I'm walking up there already.
Yeah, I'm
Yep.
trying to get up too.
We're all there, right? Or is it another level up?
It's another level up, but just for the sake of brevity, I'll say that you guys aid each other and managed to get up. I mean, it's only a 7-foot ledge.
By the way, good job with the blade trap. I appreciate it.
When you don't have a rogue, you improvise.
Yeah, you smash things.
Smash things? Where? But so, can someone take my place so I can see if I can jump to that third row, fourth tile?
Could
I can
Selenia not
show-
just put her weight on both tiles?
I think you.
If we all need to get
You
across, I
will
mean, we might as well just go one at a time all the way through.
I'll try and take Sin's place, I guess.
Okay. So you step where Sin is. Now, Sin, this is going to be a little bit of a harder jump, especially because you're doing a standing jump. So I'm going to get you to roll a strength athletics check, please.
Are you still raging, or would that have ended?
That's gone. Has to be.
Yeah, otherwise, you'd all be taking lightning damage.
Okay. So athletics, I got a 18. My strength, I've got a 9.
Okay. So you manage to just make it, and you kind of have to do the old arm wave to kind of get yourself righted back up. But you manage to depress that fourth tile again, a soft click, and nothing happens.
I look at Ven and I say, Ven, look up and see if you can see the last piece of the puzzle.
No, oh,
Can I
Runa,
see?
send Corbin.
Good idea. I'm going to send Corvin and see what.
Okay, so Corvin wings over and stands up on the top ledge and looks at the door. And now Corvin and you, because you're so very close, and because you're looking in, you can see that the pattern does indeed go 1, 4, 4, 4.
Okay. I give that information to the others. The pattern is 1, 4, 4, 4. So the one after the one you are standing on.
How far is a leap to the second row from where I'm standing? To like the fourth tile in the second row.
A fourth tile in the second row, same with Selenia's, same where Selenia's standing. Not very far at all.
So I could, in theory, bypass that first row and go straight to the second row?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to stand where I am.
Okay.
Would Morthos have picked up on what Glennon was thinking about?
Maybe. I mean, he would have looked at it. He would have just looked at Selenia and everything else.
I think Morthos would just stand there, just thinking like, how to get across.
I think we can all go separately. If Where's everyone standing currently? Sorry.
So Ven
There's
is
two people
on tile 1, row 1. Selenia is on tile 4, row 2. Sin is on tile 4, row 3. Runa and you and Morthos are all kind of crowded around the ledge.
The ledge. I wonder if it is like step on them and just pass through, or if really 4 people have to stand there, because that would. I think it's more like maybe you just use those stones as stepping stones, right? To pass.
I think that's how I'm seeing it too, Runa.
Hmm.
I see them just as the safe tile, not
Yeah.
that they all need to be compressed at the same time. To
Because there are these
confirm
holes
that-
in the wall, and I think if
Right.
you step somewhere else, there will be a trap that
Yes,
will
I
riddle
believe
you
that
with
as well.
holes.
Sin, take a step forward, and we'll prove this theory.
Ven crouches down.
Sin covers his eyes and kind of leaves a part where he can see below
I'm-
where his feet are.
I stand a little bit in front of Lyndon and hold up my shield in case there is some form of explosion going off, because he looks already battered.
Sin steps forward.
Okay. The soft click. And then you begin to hear this kind of and all of the tiles sink into the floor. And nothing else happens.
That was
Runa,
nerve-wracking.
what's the door look like now?
The door looks just the same. Moving about and looking at everything, you can see that the glowing pattern still remains on the door tiles. But now all 4 are lit up.
Shall we all cross and get up on the other side?
And just to be safe, let's step on the safe tiles, right? Even though all of them depressed now, just to be on the safe.
I agree.
Okay, so you guys all pick your way, and it's a little bit crowded near the door, but all 6 of you are there. Kind of rubbing shoulders and everything else. It's a little bit awkward. But with all 6 of you off, those tiles reset.
Ah.
So you guess that once you've passed beyond the trap, and the trap has had sufficient enough time, it all resets. However, the glowing tiles on the door still remain.
Still 1444?
Yep.
Okay.
I would
Perhaps-
like to.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I would like to look at the door to see if there are any additional traps. We now saw slits in the wall and this bolt holes and stuff like that. Just want to make sure that there is nothing going to crash down on us if we open the door or something like that.
Okay, roll a perception check.
Perception?
Can I do Druidcraft to check the weather for the next hour?
Rainy.
That's 25 on perception.
You see a little rain cloud in your hand. The
Any
water
thunder?
droplets disappear just before. No thunder.
Okay.
Now, what'd you get on your perception check?
25.
25. Okay, you can see kind of cleverly carved just around the edges of this kind of squares and into the squares. You can see that there is like a circular pattern of kind of inlaid, almost metal maybe.
Okay. I pointed out to the others. Can you see that pattern in the door?
You guys can kind of see it. It's very, very faint.
If I pointed
Yes,
out.
of course.
You're not
Now
sure
that
if it's
you
just
pointed
the
out.
mechanisms of the tiling or whether it's a trap that lies beyond. It's a little bit weird.
Do you think it's something that's it's going to explode into our faces as soon as we open the door?
I being on this island as long as I've been on this island, I 100% think that that's what's going to happen if we don't deal with it.
Everything else
Okay.
has tried to kill us. Why would this not?
There's birds
there-
with axes
Yes.
for beaks.
Why
there-
would this door try to kill him?
Is there a way to block the mechanism? By putting the pommel of a dagger in there or something? I don't know how. Or just the tip of the dagger in there or something?
Will a hand axe work?
I have a
Possibly.
dagger. I mean,
What's the door
Either
made
way.
out of? Is it stone? Is it
The
wood?
door itself is wood.
Mhm.
The tiles, including the ones that are glowing, are made of stone.
Okay.
And you can tell that the tiles on this door, you would guess they do seem to depress.
Oh, I'm gonna poke the 1-1. I'm gonna like reach through everyone and kind of push the button.
You push it, and it snaps back immediately.
I push
Did
the
it-
second. I push 4.
That one snaps back immediately.
Maybe we push them all, the sequence all at once.
okay.
Or perhaps it's mirrored.
So 4111.
Are they still glowing?
Mm-hmm.
And if let's just push all the glowing ones together, maybe
Yeah.
first.
Okay, it's going to be a little bit awkward.
do
You
one
guys
with
won't
Mage
be able to reach. You could either maybe use Mage Hand, or if one of you was to perhaps get on the other's shoulders.
Nah, Mage Hand seems safer, and I'll just like do that.
Okay, so which one is Mage Hand touching?
The one that's hardest
Top.
to get to.
So the top one? Okay, so Mage Hand pushes that one in.
I'll twister my way in there, and I'll go row 2, tile 4. That one's glowing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that one. And if I can get row 3, tile 4, then cool, but
Okay, so you can just barely reach it.
quickly, this is a really hard position to maintain.
Everything is pushed now, right? I press the bottom one, and you
Okay,
do ones
so
in the middle, and the mage
press
hand at the top.
you press the bottom
Mhm.
one. Nothing's happening.
Huh.
Of course, that would be too easy.
What's the name of this place? Did we find that out?
Does the mechanism behind it, the one that I saw, indicate anything like a reset mechanism or something that points out other tiles? No?
No. You don't know the name specifically, Galinden, but you do know that it represents the exterior represents a crocodile riding a man's back.
Oh,
Who wants
just a
to pick me
question.
up?
Just a question. The door, is it like one of these big portcullis-like things that come from the top, or is it something that swings in one direction or another?
You're guessing it swings in one direction or the other.
Let's just pull or push to see if it's open already, just to be on the safe side. Not that we are trying to figure something out and the door is already open.
I think we could do that, but I also think we could do that if someone was on my shoulders.
Okay.
To be fair, the story
dope.
is that a man carried a crocodile on his back, so maybe it's required.
Which one of you
to do
feels
the
like a
same.
crocodile?
I feel very crocodile-like, but
Perfect. I'll go down to one knee and then another knee. So now I'm both knees on the ground, so it doesn't look like I'm proposing.
good,
Um,
good.
And then when I feel that first leg come over, then I'll put my other knee up to get balance and all that, and then I'll try and pick that up.
I
Okay,
have to
so-
stabilize.
You guys together help stabilize. Now, Ven, you figure you could reach the top 2 rows quite easily, and Galinden, you could reach the bottom 2 rows quite easily.
Okay, I do that.
I do that as well.
A flash of green energy cuts across the front of the door, down into the mechanism. You see that inlaid thing that you saw, Runa, actually disappears. And you get the sense that was perhaps something magical there. And then the door, you hear this soft click, and then this long kind of groan of just this kind of...
My shield at the ready.
It almost seems like the chamber sighs as air rushes into a room that has been void of any circulation and air for quite a while. It just kind of gives this kind of as the air kind of sucks into it. You can see as you're stepping in, the floor of this dusty 40-foot high, 20-foot wide chamber is littered with dinosaur bones. Webs stretch from the walls to a 30-foot tall central pillar, coiled around which is a narrow stone staircase, its steps covered with dust. Carved into the pillar are reliefs of a man carrying a crocodile. The relief follows the stairs to the top of the pillar, on which sits a large, beautiful ceramic jug.
I think we have to maintain this, Ven. I look up. If you're comfortable with that.
2 questions. How tall is Glyndon?
He's 6 feet 2 inches.
So we are a giant, because I'm 5'10", so we're pretty freaking tall right now. Also, where was Glyndon hurt with the broken blade?
Across the chest, I would imagine.
Okay.
One of the higher low ones, yeah.
Yeah, so
So-
your legs would be crossing over his cut.
Great. Awesome. Fantastic. Okay. So it looks like we have to stay like this.
I think the whole motif of it going up the staircase there, I would assume, based
Okay,
on the
she
last
just kind of like
endeavor.
pats your head and says, "Okay, onward."
I
I'll
give
head towards the thing.
Before you go, just a second. I give you a blessing, a guidance. You get a D4 on your next ability or skill check,
Thank you. I appreciate
just
that.
in case.
I appreciate that because he'll, that'll help him hold me.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll head towards the staircase.
So you begin climbing the staircase after heading towards it, and you get up to the 3rd step, and you see a circular glyph on the step.
Then I've always thought glyphs to be negative. Should we step over this, or should we step on it? This is such a backwards land.
It's on the step.
Yeah.
Can I try and figure out what it is? Can I use Arcana to see if it's something I would recognize?
Sure. Roll an Arcana check for me.
And maybe the top one has to touch something on the wall very high up in order to disable
Unnatural
the
20?
glyph.
An
That's not
unnatural
good.
20? You've actually seen something like this before. Back in your home in Darkhold, you've seen your parents use it. This is your best guess is a glyph of warding, which is usually a magical glyph imbued with a particular spell that will erupt when certain parameters of the glyph aren't met. Like it will allow certain people or things to pass over it, dependent on whatever the conditions of the glyph of warding were set.
Okay, I'm gonna think about what we had to do to get into here, and I'm gonna do what Runa said and look around and see if there's anything on the walls or anything that also is weird.
No, just next to you is just this continued motif of crocodile riding man's back.
Can I step over it, or is that going to be too difficult?
Stepping
still
over the step might
erupt.
rock you guys backwards, and it would still erupt if it does go off.
I'm gonna tell him, it's a glyph of warding. It means something is going to happen, remotely triggered if we aren't meeting the parameters. However, I feel like we probably meet the parameters that it wants us to meet. So I think we're okay.
I take a step forward.
Okay. You step on the glyph. Nothing happens.
Dad!
And then I'll continue upstairs.
Okay, you continue up. You see that there is another glyph on the 10th step, another glyph on the 17th step, and another glyph on the 23rd step. You step through all of those ones, no problem, carrying Ven on your back. You guys get up to the jug. You can see that it's a rather ornate jug, and it has, interestingly enough, 10 corks in it. And you can see that it sits on a pedestal. The pedestal itself seems to have like a casing, and then there seems to be almost a cylindrical pedestal inside that casing that then the jug rests on. And that cylindrical pedestal is slightly raised from the rest of the casing around it.
If we grab this together, it won't. Usually things
I
like
don't
this are
know.
trapped in the middle of a tomb like this.
I don't know. Why does it have so many corks?
That's a great question. And perhaps if we get out of here alive with it, we can figure that out.
We're just gonna take it? How big is it?
Probably have to hold it with two hands.
Does it look heavy? Because he's already carrying me.
You don't know. Hard to
Okay.
say.
I am.
At the very least, it's a very cool party trick. Look at this water bottle I have.
10 corks.
Open a cork on the bottom side of it, or, you know.
Do you think I could safely cast a spell on his shoulders?
Oh yeah.
Okay. I wanna cast blur on myself. Just in case. And I think I could push it off the pedestal. That's a thing I can do.
If we're going to remove it from the pedestal, do you think we should not just grab it?
Well, I'm
Break it?
thinking, what if like something falls? Is there something above it? Like, is there maybe like a hole in the ceiling or a big rock that could fall on us?
Looking at the ceiling, it's interesting. The ceiling seems to look natural.
So like a cave, like a
Mm-hmm.
so there could be a cave in. Okay. Well, I cast blur on myself, so that might help. I mean, if you want to take it, let's take it.
Let's grab it at the same time. Let's keep it
Okay.
that
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Grab it at the
Then,
same
like,
time.
reaches out and
I wait for her to get close enough because I'm willing. So she's slower at it, so I'm just waiting like perfect.
Okay. So you guys reach out, pick it up, and nothing happens.
Start the car.
Yeah, let's go.
We did it, I think.
I think.
Okay.
Let's get the heck out of
You
here.
guys begin picking your way back
A little bit quicker.
a little bit quicker. You guys reach the door with the ledge. What do? You're going to have to jump down a 7-foot tall ledge with Ven on your shoulders if you want to keep this up.
Yeah, but we're through the door that required us to do this in the first place.
Yep.
Okay.
I think I can let you down now.
Yeah, I think we're good.
And I awkwardly let her down.
Okay. Are my legs like?
I help her climb down.
Yeah, the backs of your like leggings and the backs of your boots, you can feel them just a little bit wet with blood.
Okay. I'm gonna step down. Thank you, and just kind of like back away from him, like against the wall.
I looked down at my chest, and I realized that's where her legs would have been. You might have sort of gotten. Never mind.
I know. It's okay. Let's just go.
When I see the weird body language, I'm going to use prestidigitation to remove the blood on to make you look clean.
Pristine.
And, yes,
Okay.
pristine. Thank you. That was the word I was looking for. Hair is fluffy. I don't know.
The magic of prestidigitation makes her do a hair whip.
I whip my hair back and forth. I whip my hair back and forth.
um,
And I'm doing the same for the rest, maybe. So you look all pretty
So
and
we're
shiny.
all pretty.
as you do that very quickly, all of a sudden you begin to hear.
Let's go.
That's our
Let's
cue to
go.
leave.
I think that's our cue. We should go.
Go.
And there begins a deep rumbling, and as you guys run, fully aware of what is going on, which tiles do you step on the way back?
Oh shit.
So from left to right, 1-1, hop over to 4 if we're going the
That-
opposite direction. Yeah.
Yeah, 4-4-4-1.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, looking at it in the opposite, on the other
Yeah,
end.
then it's 1-1-1-4.
I'm not going first.
Then I'll go first.
Okay,
Yes.
so very
awkwardly.
quickly you guys all begin running across, hopping across, and the chamber begins to collapse in. You get past the tiles beyond you. That trap doesn't go off. You've got to jump down. You begin running past the blade traps coming out. I need all of you, though, as you are all running through, I need all of you to make a dexterity saving throw as boulders and rocks begin to fall on all of your heads.
19 for me.
16. for
Natural
Morpheus.
20!
Hey!
14.
Vix playing 5.
17 for Sin.
Okay. So, You guys run out of the tomb as it collapses behind you. Dust sprays out of the entrance. You begin to see that the top of it is collapsing inwards. You all look out. You're like, oh, we made it. We made it. And you look back and you can see Runa is half buried underneath some of the rubble, having not quite made it out just in enough time. Runa, you are going to take 9 points of bludgeoning damage, and you are currently restrained by the rock.
Oh shit.
Can I go help and see if I can lift the rock?
Yeah, I'm helping too.
Help
I'm
it.
not doing much.
Uh-huh.
Okay,
Wow,
so you guys
okay.
begin picking the rock off. Runa, you get out. You've got to kind of dust yourself off. You're a little bit bruised. This entire complex is still collapsing in on itself. Essentially, the entire monument on the outside is now falling in. This place has been completely destroyed.
We are monsters.
dear.
Let's keep running.
Oh.
At least
Thank
we're
you, Tom.
done.
Thank you for digging me out. Let's keep our distance. And I start pushing the others away.
What'd you guys get?
Oh yeah,
We
this
got
thing.
10 corks.
I just like to kind of take out one of the corks and like see if it's like it doesn't feel full, right?
It weighs about 12 pounds.
Oh, so
And without taking out a cork at this point, you can hear sloshing liquid inside.
is anyone's wine or water skin empty? Needs refilling? I think mine might.
I always have
sure
an
that this is
empty
water?
skin.
Or I just kind of uncork one of them and then put my hand out and kind of dump it in my hand.
No liquid comes out.
So,
I do the old like.
Nope.
How'd that go
Can we
again?
look inside?
It might be stuck.
You look inside and it's empty.
You broke it. Good job.
Well, I don't know. I thought it was water.
Okay, she
I-
grabs the cork and tries to like slam it back in.
I lean
The
over
cork
to
goes
Morpheus.
easily back in.
Is this a magical item? Morthos?
I'm more than willing to give it a try. To look at
While
it.
he's
It's
looking
nothing
at it, I'm
special.
trying to like shake it in Glendon's hands and see if I can hear anything again.
Yeah, you guys very clearly hear this kind of.
I'm telling you, there's something inside. It just might be stuck. It's like a ketchup bottle or something. You might have to
Well,
smack
it was
the
empty
bottom
when I
with it.
looked in.
Maybe the cork was plugged. Maybe let's try another cork hole.
Am I rolling or?
Sure, roll an Arcana check if you want.
We're deliberating on what
So
hole.
what does
Wow.
this jar look
All
like
right,
now
there's
that
something
it's
going on
outside?
today. I rolled another natural 20.
Holy,
Loaded dice.
yeah. The hell, you guys are all cheating. Just kidding. You've heard of these things kind of strangely enough. You know that this is probably what's known as an alchemy jug. It's a jug that's capable of producing different kinds of liquid. You name one, uncork it, and it will pour out, but you're not quite sure what liquids this one is capable of producing.
Do you tell us this?
Are you sharing with the class? Yeah.
Hang on, I'm writing in my notes.
Oh, you can't talk.
No, it's
and
not raining.
Um,
That's a good thing.
Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna see if I can grab the jug real quick, and I'm gonna yell, or say Tej, and uncork one of the corks and see if I can pour anything out.
Okay.
Tej,
You
what about wine?
You uncork the cork and nothing comes out.
Okay, so this is an alchemy jug. I read it in like a really obscure book back home, but we just have to name a liquid and it'll pour out, but only certain liquids an alchemy jug is capable of. I'm assuming this jug is capable of pouring out 10 different liquids that it was made for, since there's 10 corks.
And you assumed this jug for alchemy would have Tej?
Yes. We are
I mean,
in
it
Can I
is
try?
a child
Let me
drink.
try.
Smaller.
Can I just say ale and then try and pour out?
Let's try water, because that would be very
Let's
helpful.
try healing potion.
We're all going
guys.
for
Okay, so who's trying what?
Go for it, Runa.
I try water.
Okay. You just say water?
Mm-hmm. And pour it out.
Okay. Nothing happens.
I think this jug is broken. As I hand it back to her.
From you there, Runa?
Sorry?
I think ale.
Okay, I give it to you.
Sort of do this. Like when I'm
Say
thinking,
dwarven ale. My eyes start.
Okay, you
Slowly.
you hold the jug up as you say ale, and all of a sudden you are poured on by this wonderful, nice beer that comes out, and it just begins pouring out, and before you know it, it's empty again.
yeah, it works. You gotta think it. Oh, it's sticky.
I pressed it to take you clean again. And by the
That's
way,
nice. Thank you.
I'm going to heal you up. Now that you are out of the tomb and no one seems to be in danger of dying, at least not now, I'm healing you for 13 points.
Holy moly. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's kind of generous.
So it makes ale, but not water. Very handy.
Can I think water and do that again?
Nothing happens.
You might have to reset.
Can we stop like wasting it and maybe
For
get it
free.
some other time? Like
When we were in Port Nyanzaru, there was this weird-looking liquid, slightly greenish, like milk, but with a greenish tint, that they
What was it
used for the
called?
porridge. I don't remember, but maybe Runa does. Can I roll something?
Runa remembers that it was hadrosaur milk.
Hadrosaur milk. I say that while he's holding it up. Look, something comes out.
Nothing happens. At this
Can I not
point,
hold it
you.
up anymore and think it?
you
pour over my
hold
face,
up,
but like pour
nothing
over the ground
happens. You guys waste probably about an hour trying to
Come
figure
on,
out
let's
this
go.
jug. And at this point, it's gotten deep into the evening. You guys had arrived here at night, late afternoon. So it would probably be time to camp, actually.
Yeah, stop drinking the little jars and let's go to sleep.
Ven walked away. If they were gonna be there for an hour, she walked away at some point and started.
Well, we got to know if there's water in it.
Okay.
'Cause if it's an inexhaustible amount of water or not water. If it's just a booze jug.
It's clearly exhaustible though. Like you dumped it on your
Yeah.
face and it went away. So
For
It's
beer.
stop.
It might be, I don't know. There might be another liquid in there that has 10 ounces in it, and then there's another liquid with 10 ounces and another.
then why would we have
Oh.
one that's infinite?
I didn't make it. I don't know.
No one knows. Can we just?
That's what we're spending an hour trying to figure out.
Hey, at least we're doing something productive.
Is there writing on the jug?
Nope. It's
Okay.
just kind of tribal decorations.
I see.
Nothing overly like an instruction manual.
There are like tents and huts and stuff around here, right?
Oh yeah, most of them are rotted though. You might want to use your own.
Okay.
Sin just sets up his own tent.
Yeah. I'll set up the other tent.
Okay.
I'm still trying to figure this friggin' alchemy jug out. Like, yeah, I'll like kind of like lackadaisically set a tent up and then be like, "Okay, what the hell?"
Yeah, I'm with Glendon on this.
Yeah, me too. I want to know.
Maybe
I don't
we
know,
should be more
Jump into
specific,
the thing.
like
Yeah, like-
spring water or
Yeah,
river water,
fresh
ocean water.
Yeah, fresh water,
Fresh water? Yeah.
Ale wasn't very specific though. It wasn't
hydrogen dioxide, or is that too meta?
All right. So you guys try. Interestingly enough, you guys try for like another hour, trying to figure out this jug. You say fresh water, you say salt water, you say spring water, you say river water, you say all these different things, and nothing more comes. And
What
very
if it's-
frustrated, you guys end up going to sleep for the evening.
I'll trance and I'll hunt again for breakfast, but then
Maybe
another. Sorry, and then I'll try another hour by myself while they're all sleeping with the jug.
Maybe
I'll
it's
go
only
on,
once a
really-
day or something.
It could be, or it could reset if you're, once dawn's coming up, that's when I'll try again. And then I'll go like super obscure things like elven stuff, dwarven things I've heard of.
Okay, what do you start
Random.
with in the dawn?
I'll go with water again in the dawn. And then if that doesn't work, I'll move on.
Just water?
Yeah.
Okay, you say water, nothing happens. Next one.
Water, please.
Nothing happens.
Spring
Aqua.
water.
So aqua,
Nope.
elven word for water,
Nope.
the Sylvan word for water.
Nope.
Damn it. Ale, but like not. I'm not gonna exhaust it. Ale.
Ale. Kind of pour a little bit out. Yep.
So ale. We know ale. Why not water? Okay. Yeah. Okay.
And we are going to, before the rest of the party awakes, we are going to take a quick break, 5-10 minute break, stretch our legs, let you, the viewers, stretch your legs, get some snacks, come back. So, come back soon. We'll be back in about 10 minutes, guys. See you in a bit. Hello and welcome back, everyone. Thanks for joining us yet again for Tomb of Annihilation. Diving right back in.
Glyndon's
You-
shaking the thing, and he's sorry.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say he's gonna say drinking water instead of water.
Okay. So you've spent the better part of 2 hours now with this thing. And you say drinking water and nothing appears.
Give it up.
It's raining today, as it usually does.
Of course it is. It's chill, girl.
Gotten quite used to the rain.
Will we continue our journey?
Should we collect rainwater?
You guys can set up your rain catchers, yep.
Mhm.
And you are going to continue down the river?
I'd say yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys begin your travel setting out on the 24th day from Camp Righteous. And the first bit of your travel goes peacefully. Nothing happens. You make it a day. You camp using your rations and Galinden hunts in the morning for breakfast. You travel on another day, getting ever closer to Port Nyanzaru. Just so we know, what is your what's your side of choice, I guess I will say? Is it east or west that you're camping on?
Of the river, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh,
Whatever
I'm
side
looking at
looks
the map.
the best.
Yeah, I think we would be bouncing between the two sides, and whichever one has the better clearing.
The side where there is no skull on the map.
Okay.
So.
You guys don't want to purge the undead from Chult, or are you scared of it, or?
No, we already did a lot of them, but
Well, our work is never done.
that is true. But we have a higher goal now. If we need to stop the Archlich Azure and his demon, evil god, whatever thing, undead seem a fairly small problem compared to that. Wouldn't you agree?
What if one of your compatriots that you've met in Chult so far has decided to go out for the first time and is killed by undead that we pass, where we could have taken them down,
Well,
or an
I
innocent of
mean,
anyone else?
the problem seems to be that whenever we kill 10 undead, 20 more jump up somewhere behind a tree or a stone. So this doesn't really make a dent, right? I know you were not with us when we arrived in Port Nyanzaru. We drove back a whole wave of undead storming to the city gate. So we have been cleaning and killing quite a great deal of undead so far. But I think we need to make haste. And maybe if we destroy the Soulmonger and Rasnisi and Azurek, we will cut this problem at the source.
I hope you're right then.
You are connected to nature, right? It doesn't help if you just cut off something at the top. You need to get to the root of it and pull it out and make it so that nothing new can grow.
Yes, but pruning a flower is important to its growth as well. Taking out the bad leaves, as it were, on your way down to the root.
If we're going to encounter undead, let's kill them and put them to rest, but let's not search them. We don't need to look for more trouble than we're already in.
And
I
burn the
can
corpses.
see your lips move, but I can't hear you.
Is it working?
Now I hear you. Yeah.
I might have been hitting the wrong key. I only meant that we sleep on the side of the skull, so that
Okay.
if they wander to us, we'll just put them down.
I see. Are you sure that that skull means undead and not, I don't know, big herd of angry dinosaurs or something?
I just assume because of elven prejudice.
Very well then. Let's camp on the skull side of
To
things.
be fair, on the key on the map, is this the exact map our characters have?
Yep.
Okay, the key on this map does say undead territory on the skull.
Oh, all right.
So
I haven't seen that.
So yeah, I knew that
I
all
have
along.
scrolled up too far.
Okay. Very observant, man.
I mean, there were undead everywhere, no matter if there was a skull on the map or not. Do the
Undead
undead
gorillas.
know that that is their territory?
that's a good point.
Interestingly
They were
enough,
talking to-
saying that, you do remember Saja and Baza did say that Raznisi at one point had an army
of undead.
of
Yeah.
undead.
So I say kill him and make it all go away. Maybe.
So, still camping on the side with the skull or no?
Let's camp on the skull side.
Yeah, I'm gonna lean to my tent or whatever up in a tree if I can. If there's able
Yeah,
trees.
with the jungle trees, I'd say that the limbs are thick enough. You could probably kind of work out some sort of like suspended kind of hammock, like a bivouac tent.
Much cooler than I was thinking.
And us plebs
So-
will sleep on the ground.
Another day passes by peacefully, and on the 26th, you travel. The rain has continued well into just about every single one of these days. It hasn't ever gotten to the point where it's kind of a big, full-blown tropical storm, luckily. And tonight, have you guys been kind of rotating shifts with watch, or is there a specific person that takes every watch? Tonight, what does your watch kind of look like?
I like to take the last watch.
I can trance, and then 4 hours after that, I can take the rest of it all. So we can kind of
So-
half our.
What if you do the first watch and then transfer the rest of the night, and I'll take the last watch, and if somebody else wants to split the last watch with me.
I
do
can't
that.
be awoken from a trance no matter what. Correct?
You can't? It's not
I
like
don't know.
It's a
I
deep
think,
Or like
meditation.
shaking
I imagine
someone
I could
awake.
probably
I
punch
think you
and
could.
wake
I
up.
think like coming out of it, yeah.
It's like
if
an
you
elven way of
really
sleeping,
need to.
right? Oh, okay.
Like if you really need to, you can probably get poked out of it. I would say like regular chatter, no. You know, like if somebody was talking about a point, you wouldn't be able to come out of trance and go like, well, actually. But if somebody's like slapping you, going, "Hey, dude, like wake up," you're gonna wake up.
Yeah, okay. I can transfer the last one then. I'll take the first 4 hours.
I'll take a watch too.
So
So
we need one more person to take a
you
watch,
have
or is that the whole
you'll
night?
have
Okay.
Galinden taking the first 4, then Selenia taking 2, then Ven taking the 2 at the darkest time, leading into the morning.
Where she's most fit.
So most of the night passes. Selenia, your watch comes and goes. And you go over and you wake up Ven, and as the two of you are standing there, you kind of hear this doesn't sound like thunder, but it is a rather large boom.
Did you hear that?
I go. Can I listen to where it's coming from? Like direction.
Sure, roll a perception check.
It sounds like it's getting closer.
$18.
18. Sounds like it's coming from the jungle. And you hear a tree fall.
Okay. I think we should wake him up.
I think we should wake everybody up. We wake everybody up.
Okay, so sounds of alarm go up. Everybody will have had a long rest. I will make that clear.
Even me?
Yep.
I made it through? Nice.
Actually, no, Galinden, because you were taking the last watch. Sorry, you were taking the first watch and then trancing. I thought we'd done it the opposite for some weird reason.
Right,
So no, you have not had a long rest yet.
But he
You're
has
the
had a
only one
short
that
rest.
hasn't. But you have had a short rest.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
So
Erupting from the trees, as you all wake up and stand up, arming yourselves, you see is a huge bipedal, multi-toothed dinosaur. Short arms in the front, but two very strong, three-toed feet. You can see that it has holes in it. And you can see that its ribs are exposed. You can see that rotting flesh hangs off of it. And as it turns and opens its mouth to roar at you, you can actually see curling around each other and clawing each other on the inside are zombies inside this undead Tyrannosaurus Rex. Everybody roll initiative.
Fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say firebolt into its mouth. Ooh, okay, not a great time for a nat 20, but you know it's there.
Ooh,
Hey.
20.
11 for Morthos.
And 4 for Runa.
7
12.
for Sin. Morthos, no yawning. We're going into battle here.
We good?
Can't hear you, Tolley.
I can't hear Tolley. Yeah.
Do, 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 do.
Still can't hear you.
Some background music. Do, 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 do. Yeah. Anybody got any jokes?
I heard there was one that I found that was pretty good. But I can't remember it. It was a really cheesy Star Wars joke.
Can you hear me now?
Hello.
Oh, yes.
Hey, okay, so starting with Ven, initiative.
I got a natural 20 plus 1.
21 for Ven. Morthos.
11.
Sin.
I got a 7.
Runa.
4.
Galinden.
12.
Selenia.
8.
And Zombie T-Rex. Rolled a 13 on the die. Minus 2 from his dex. He goes at 11. Okay, then you're up first. This thing is probably 20 feet from you as it erupts through the forest, the jungle foliage.
Okay, and it's the darkest time of the night, isn't it?
Yep.
Okay. Its mouth is closed now, or can I, because I got such a high initiative, could I possibly get it while its mouth is open?
Yeah, I'll allow that to happen.
Okay, I want to shoot a chaos bolt into its mouth.
Excellent. Okay, make a ranged spell attack for me.
I got a 13.
A 13. Into the mouth of the zombie T-Rex hits.
Okay, I cast it as a level 2, so yeah.
Excellent. Give me some damage. This is going to be nasty.
No, I rolled low. It's gonna be acid damage and 7, 8, 9, 14 acid damage.
14 acid damage. Excellent. So you erupt this chaos bolt. What does it look like going into the mouth of this T-Rex?
Because it's acid, it's gonna be green and dripping and just look like pure acid. It's gonna whirl out of my arm and just go straight into that maw where all the other undead are. And I want to like pop like a balloon.
Okay. So you can see that it kind of swallows this, and you hear these kind of strange kind of screams come from inside this zombie T-Rex, and you actually see some of the acid begins to drip out of one of the holes in its body as we go to Galinden.
Alrighty, I'd like to use my action surge, so I'll attack, and then I'll use action surge to attack again.
Okay.
And then if any of those hit, I'll probably use an arcane shot.
Excellent.
You're muted.
Sorry, I don't know why it does that. Natural 19 on the first hit, so 28.
Hits.
This will be the grasping shot.
Okay.
So it's got to make a. I can't find it now. I'll find you the DC, or the DC's 13, but
DC's 13. I have grab. Against what? It's Constitution?
yeah, I'm pretty sure this one's con.
No, strength, because it's grasping. Takes an extra 2d6 poison damage as speed is reduced by 10. Oh, it doesn't even make the save until after. Until it tries to move.
Okay, so I did 8 piercing
8 piercing to it. Excellent.
and 6 poison.
And 6 poison.
And then my action surge to attack it again.
You bet.
Natural 20.
Oh. Oh. That's 10 XP for the viewers again.
14 piercing on my blue leaf longbow.
Okay, 14 piercing. Math sometimes. Okay. And moving on, we come to Morthos' turn. And I should let you know, Morthos, you will have advantage on anything you do thanks to Skirl.
Would I have had enough time before roll for initiative when Morthos woke up to summon his rapier?
No.
Shit. Okay. Well, he's just gonna go ahead and guess Witch Bolt on it.
Okay. You'll have advantage with this.
Pulling up the spell, sorry.
It's okay.
That is disgusting. I rolled a 16 and a natural 20. Thank you for the
Okay,
advantage.
so your natural 20 absolutely hits. Getting another 10 XP to the viewers.
So do I go ahead and just this time? Is it every time I roll for damage, or is it just the first time?
It's just the first time.
Okay.
Like the
so
initial strike.
I am. Since I cast at second level, I rolled an extra d12, so I'm rolling 4 d12. Oh my god. 27.
27 points of damage. Wow. As this lightning bolt kind of erupts from Morthos's hand, strikes into the T-Rex, and then actually retains. There's just this line of crackling energy that links him to this zombie T-Rex. The zombie T-Rex will now, as a bonus action, disgorge zombie. You see it kind of regurgitate, and a zombie kind of sloughs out of its mouth and stands up. And then it will charge in, kind of splitting the party. You guys are all kind of within its reach now. And it is going to make a bite attack on Ven. And
Its speed is
tail...
reduced by 10 feet, sorry, because of the grasping shot.
Yes, you are right. It will still make it to you guys, but you will deal the damage from the grasping vine. Thank you for reminding me.
Okay.
So it is going to take 2d6 slashing damage. 2d slicks.
For Slick's damage.
For slicks damage. Excellent. That's what we call 6 slashing damage now.
Now, is he still
new
grasped?
table rule.
Yeah. Like, will he take that again next time? Like, how does it work?
Yes, I would say that's what I would say.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. So, bite attack on Ven, and then we're going to do a tail attack on Sin. So, bite attack on Ven is a 22 to hit.
Nah, misses. Totally. Ow.
You're going to take 37 points of piercing damage.
No. Where's my... Fuck. There's no way. I can do my grasp of the dead, but there's literally no possible way I can make that amount of... Okay, yeah. I'm down.
Okay. You will take that and go down, and you are also grappled, and you are restrained in your unconscious body. Sin, the tail comes swinging at your head just as you see Ven go down for an AC of 17.
To be clear,
It
am I
hits.
grappled in its mouth?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And Sin, wow, almost max damage. You are taking 29 points of bludgeoning damage from the tail of this zombie T-Rex.
Okay.
This guy hurts.
Nate's
Yeah,
only regretting being on
Let's
this side.
sleep. Yeah, let's sleep on the side where the skulls are.
It
Glenn's
was
all
your
right.
idea, Glendon.
Yeah, totally. Survival of the fittest, guys. Let's do this.
All right. And next up is Selenia.
Well, she has her. She's got her shield and spear ready to go, and Ven's in its mouth. Is that what it's going? So I'm gonna try to stab its mouth, like to try to get it to drop her.
Watch where you're swinging.
Okay.
All right. Can I use my inspiration that I still have?
Yes, you can.
Yeah. 18.
18 hits.
Okay. And I got a 13 damage, and I would like to use Divine Smite.
Okay.
So I get to do extra damage with 2d8, but it's also an undead, right? So I can get another extra 1d8.
By the way,
got
Three
it.
of them.
It's not doing necrotic damage, is it? It's
No.
Just okay.
So how much damage did you do on the weapon blow? Did you tell me yet, Selenia?
Yeah, 13.
13 for the weapon
I forgot.
blow.
My spears in enhancement is a +1. What does that do?
That's attack and damage. So you dealt 14.
Oh, okay, I forgot.
And then now roll your radiant damage.
Okay. Seven.
7 radiant damage. Okay, this thing is it's sloughing off in chunks. You guys have hit it pretty hard already.
Does he drop her?
He does not actually. Sin, you are up.
He like takes the hit to the head and he just looks back at it and blue eyes and he shouts, "Fuck you!" And he's gonna use reckless attack and gain advantage on his
Okay,
attack.
so you're going to rage as well.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so that is a dexterity saving throw because of your aura, correct?
Yes.
So because everybody is around, everybody needs to roll that dexterity saving throw, please.
Did I
Am
stay
I
up
too
in my
far
tree?
away?
Actually, yeah, you're fine, Galinden, up in your tree.
What else, bro?
I rolled a 19, so I make the save. Right?
Okay,
I
the
guess
zombie
we-
T-Rex makes the save. The zombie that it disgorged does not.
Am I
Um,
safe in its mouth from the save?
No, you will fail a death save because of this.
I got a 7.
Okay, so Selenia, you fail,
6. So I fail as well.
and Runa fails. So what's the damage?
For the lightning?
Yeah.
3.
3. Okay, so you guys take 3. Is it halved on a fail, or do they
Yes.
just not take it? Okay, it's halved on a. And now it is your turn. Well, your attack now. That was just your aura going off.
So I rolled a 7 of 14. My 14 obviously is higher, and that's 14 plus 7, so that's 21.
Hits.
Cool. And then my damage is 7 plus 7, so 14 points of damage.
14 points of damage. Excellent. Okay, it's looking rough. It's looking very, very rough. Runa, you're up.
As I see Ven being smashed in the jaws of the undead T-Rex, I yell, "No, it's not her time yet!" And I send Corbin up to her to perch on whatever is sticking out of the mouth of the creature, if there is something sticking out.
Mhm.
A
Oh yeah, her
Um,
legs and her head and her
mhm.
arms.
And he's sitting there, and I'm channeling my Cure Wounds through my familiar, and I cast Cure Wounds at 2nd level. And because I'm a Grave Domain cleric, I use Circle of Mortality and restore maximum hit points that the spell can restore. So 21 hit points. As the
Jeez.
divine energy curses through her body. And
Ow!
And on my bonus action, I'm going to summon Fatal Touch, the spiritual weapon of Kalimvor. That appears. I think I can make it appear about 20 feet away from me, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah. And I am going to hack this big bastard sword made out of pure divine light against the lower jaw of the T-Rex to cut it off and make Ven fall out of his mouth.
Okay.
And I make my ranged spell attack, and it's a 23 to hit.
Hits.
And I make 11 points of radiant damage with the weapon.
Okay, with all that radiant damage from Selenia and Runa together, it opens its mouth and drops Ven to the ground. Ven, you are still prone at the moment as it comes around to your turn.
And wait a second, can I have my movement action? Can I step
Absolutely.
to the front and stand over her and raise my shield to guard her from him
Okay.
gobbling her up again or something? Or drip
Okay.
something on her? Then I will do that.
Excellent.
Okay. So I'm under Runa.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm yelling, "This one is mine!" So
And standing up takes half my movement, right?
Half your movement, yep.
And this thing is huge. So
Yes.
even if I stood up, I'm still not going to get out of range of it, probably.
Probably not if it's fixated on you.
Okay. I'm going to kind of like wiggle out from Runa, I guess, and move as far away as I can. Away from everybody else, too.
Okay.
And I'm pissed. So I'm going to cast Chaos Orb at it again. I'm going to twin it, and I'm going to cast it at 2nd level. So I'm casting one at the T-Rex and one at the zombie that's on the ground.
Okay.
Oh, fucking hell. Okay. Do I only make one roll for it?
For Chaos Orb,
Well, because it's twinned, it's like the same spell, but it does 2 effects. So is it? Just
I would
one
say
roll?
make 2 separate rolls.
Okay, great. Okay, that's an 8 and a 11. So I'm
Okay,
pissed
so
that-
because
not
you
doing
said
anything.
zombie T-Rex and zombie, the 8 on the zombie T-Rex misses. The 11 on the zombie hits.
Okay. And I'm gonna do 12 cold damage to it.
12 cold damage. Okay, that zombie kind of crisps up, kind of stops for a second, but you think maybe the heat or something, it's still moving, still holding on. Still pushing forward as Galinden's turn comes up.
How far from am I from it if I were to try?
I'd say 20 feet up in a tree.
Right, so I could jump down on it like Lista.
Sure.
I do that.
I mean, jungle trees, right? The limbs are all over the place.
Right. Yeah, so I do that, and I take a shot at his head. Like right
Okay.
on top of him.
Okay. So I'm going to give you advantage.
24.
24. Hits.
For 9 damage.
9 damage on the T-Rex. This thing is still holding on as Morthos' turn comes around.
Sorry, can I ditch my bow over my back as a bonus?
Technically, yeah, interacting with an object is free, so yes.
And then to do it, if I were to pull the glaive out.
That would require an action. Well,
Okay, so that's next turn.
well, yeah, an action this turn. Next turn, you can do it for free.
But I use my action to shoot.
Yes.
Okay, so next turn, okay.
Okay, Morthos, you're up.
He's just gonna snap his fingers and have another attack of, or another effect of Witch Bolt, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
Not as high as a roll as last time, but 8 total.
8 total
have to say-
damage.
I always imagined Witch Bolts like Imperator style at the end of Return of the Jedi. He's standing there with the lightning.
Mm-hmm. I like it a lot. Okay, and it comes to the T-Rex's turn, who, as a bonus action, disgorges another zombie right next to Runa, and then is going to bite at Runa, and his tail is going to swing around and hit at Morthos. Now, both of these attacks are going to be at disadvantage thanks to Skrull.
Skrull's coming up
Disadvantage.
on top. Praise Lathander.
Okay. First disadvantage strike is the bite on Runa for an AC of 21.
Yep, that does it.
And second disadvantage strike on Morthos is an AC of 23.
That definitely does not hit. No, no.
Sure.
Roll deception.
Against the all-knowing. All right, Runa, you are going to take.
Don't sound too happy.
36 points of damage from the bite. And the bite will grapple and restrain you as well.
I'm down.
And
Done.
the tail swipe on Morthos. $16 points of bludgeoning damage to you, Morthos.
Okay. Does that affect my con save or my con for I have to make a con save for the concentration.
Yes, you have to make a concentration check.
You know the DC, right? I don't know what it is.
Just for people to know, it is either 10 or half the damage taken, whichever is higher. So it'll be 10 for you.
Okay, I rolled a natural 16, so.
Yep, you maintain concentration.
Would
On
I
which
be able
one?
to continue maintaining concentration while using my reaction to cast Hellish Rebuke?
Hellish Rebuke is... Oh, yes, it did attack you, so yes, you can, actually. It is going to make a dexterity saving throw. And I shit you not, it rolls a natural 20.
It still takes half damage.
Mm-hmm. Everybody else gets... Viewers get 10 XP.
Ten XP never felt wrong.
The amount of net 20s is
So
amazing.
It's really ridiculous, actually.
I rolled 20, so half that is 10 fire damage.
Half that is 10. This thing is barely holding on. As we come to Selenia's turn.
Okay. So Runa's down, right?
Mhm.
And then it's
Held
mouth.
in the mouth. Yep.
Ah, damn it. Okay.
I switched places with Ren.
What to do? I'm gonna try.
Does my mage armor go away because I went down and got back up?
Yes. Well, actually no, because I don't think mage armor is concentration.
No, it's duration.
Probably something about being unconscious, though. Most spells are.
Most. That's an interesting question, though. I'm gonna have to look that up.
I'm gonna try attacking it again. See if I can get it to drop her.
It says until the spell ends.
Then no, it would still be there. Okay, so you're gonna try and get it to drop her? How?
Just stab it in the mouth again.
Okay.
I got
What'd you roll for your attack?
6.
A 6! That misses, my friend.
Okay, let me see. Is there anything I can do? Oh, wait. What's this? Wait.
Sin,
I'm
you're up
trying to
next.
say roommate. Okay, never mind. That's action. Who's around me?
Around you would probably be Morthos and Sin.
And Sin has his
His
thunderstorm
ragey
going
up.
on.
Yep. Bless you, Tony.
Okay.
Thank you.
Can I shout to like Sin and tell him to like go for the legs?
Sure. Okay, so Sin,
Do that.
you've just been instructed to go for the legs.
Yes, I will.
Make an attack roll.
I have disadvantage, by the way.
Oh, yes. You attacked recklessly.
with my lowest being a 6. I'm raged. Well, that doesn't matter. That is 11 to hit. No, I'm sorry. 13 to hit.
13 hits.
All right, for the deck save, if anybody failed it or saved it, takes 4 points of lightning damage.
Okay, so everybody needs to roll a deck save, including you, Galinden, now, because you are on the dinosaur. Runa, you automatically fail it, taking 1 death save.
What's the DC on it?
13.
I rolled 13, so I failed?
No, 13 I got as well.
If you roll on the DC, you pass.
Okay.
I got a 7.
Sorry.
Okay, so all of the zombies, the 2 regular zombies and the zombie T-Rex fail. And you said how much damage, sorry, Sin?
4 for lightning.
4 for lightning, and then deal your weapon damage, please.
That is a 7 plus 7, so that's 14.
14. Okay, so you guys watch as Sin kind of screams, well, Selenia, mostly you're watching this. Sin kind of screams out, "I will!" And for a split second, as he's going striking in, you almost see this secondary person behind him, kind of almost striking with him. And it slams into this T-Rex, and the lightning kind of arcs through the body of this T-Rex, and it just kind of jiggles for a second, and then just falls over dead, its mouth open. Runa's unconscious body falls out, lying in the mud now. As it comes to your turn, Runa, and I need you to roll a death save. You already have 1 failure. Do not roll a 1.
Do I fall off, or can I do a thing to not fall off while I...
You're a wood elf. You land gracefully. I didn't curse you, did I?
That is a net 1. Oh no!
That is 2 death saves.
So I have 3 failed death saves.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no! Yeah, I'm dead.
Okay.
Oh shit.
It is still initiative. Ven, you're up. There are 2 zombies still left alive.
Okay, we probably can't tell that she's dead yet, can we?
No.
Because okay.
No.
I'm gonna. There's 2 zombies left. I'm gonna magic missile. Does one look more injured than the other?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna send 1 at that one and 2 at the other. Okay, so 1 takes 1 damage and 1 takes 4.
Okay. They're both still up. Galinden, you're up.
I'll pull out my glaive and attack whatever I can within range. It has a 10-foot reach, so...
Okay.
18.
18. Hits.
10 damage.
10 damage. 1 zombie goes down. Morthos.
He's going to... There's just the 1 zombie, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's going to mind spike it.
Okay.
Have it roll a wisdom saving throw, please.
Nat 1.
13 total damage.
That zombie dies. We are out of initiative.
Morthos runs over to Runa's body and
think we all
yells, Raven Queen, please take me instead. Bring her back. If you hear
Can I
me,
try laying
Raven
on
Queen,
hands?
as he takes the dagger that Ven gave him, and just stabs himself in the chest.
Oh god.
As a blood sacrifice for the Raven Queen to bring Runa back.
Okay. You guys watch as Morthos cries out to the Raven Queen and offering himself, he stabs directly into his heart. And you watch as he falls down and his blood slowly begins to mix, pooling with Runa's. Morthos, blackness reaches you. You're just floating. Endless nothingness. Runa,
Yeah.
you're standing on what appears to be a tower. Pure stone. Nothing else around you. Everything is a blue-gray cloud. Looking up above you, you can just see this black hole that spirals and seemingly slowly begins to try and almost suck up the last vestiges of the blue-gray light that exists here. You all of a sudden become acutely aware that you're not alone. There are others here. There seems to be a middle-aged woman, elderly man, young boy, young girl, all people of all shapes and sizes, and they all just kind of stare upwards, just waiting for something.
Do they look real or are they just translucent?
They are somewhat ethereal, and you look down at yourself and you are also somewhat ethereal.
I start praying to Callumborn. Even though in my heart of hearts I know that I'm most likely at the entering line gateway or whatever of the soulmonger or maybe the Atropole. At least I died saving my friend Ven. Dying by rescuing someone that's... Do I hear that?
No,
Oh, never mind then.
you're spinning in blackness. Kind of almost senselessly spiraling.
Raven Queen, are you here? Am I with you?
Morthos. Such bravery. It is a hero's folly. You can see that you are kind of slowly spiraling down towards a porcelain mask that slowly begins to reveal itself in a pool of blackness. Except you can see that coming through the eye sockets are chains, thick black chains that seemingly create these kind of cracked, almost crow's feet off the side of the eyes of this porcelain mask. Why, Morthos?
Because she deserves to live more than I do. More people are in need of her than me. If you just take me, let us trade places, please. It's...
But a tapestry cannot be weaved without all of its threads.
Is there
You
something
have an
I can
important
offer,
role to
like
play.
my life, my service, my devout service, like I no longer will no longer untrust the gods or you. It's we need to bring her back. Please, my queen.
What faces us threatens my very existence. Even now, I strain against it. And you hear a kind of, as you see that the mask actually is trying to kind of pull towards you, but can't, as these chains kind of tighten and grip harder and harder on it. Serac is strong. I can give you but a chance. But a chance. And you begin to fade into blackness once again, drawing away from her as she whispers this. Behind you, you begin hearing this endless scream. Long drawn out, it starts low and builds like waves upon the seashore. It's just this. Looking behind you now, spiraling back into it, you can see is an open-faced demonic maw. Its blackened mouth beckons you enter. You uncontrollably spiral into it, and you begin to realize that you have wings, that you can fly. You look down and you have claws. You're flying through this sky, this endless blue-gray sky. You can see multiple pillars, hundreds, reaching up into this blue-gray waste. Above you, you can see this black hole, and it begins pulling at you, begins drawing you away. You look down and you can see thousands of blue lights on each of these pillars. One gleams brightly. I need you to roll a strength saving throw, please. Actually, a strength check. It's not a saving throw.
6.
You begin drawing yourself closer towards the hole, almost uncontrollably. You can't push against the will of this thing. Runa,
Yes.
what do your prayers sound like?
Runa is doing the prayer that she has recited so very often. The one that's giving comfort to the death and the dying. And she prays, Great Callumworm, Lord of the dead, Judge of the damned and those who are faithless. Look upon thy servant who died in your service to honor you. I have done all I could, and she breaks out of the form of the prayer. I have done all I could to walk the path you set me upon, to save all our friends, my mother, and the world, and you. And I failed you. I'm so sorry for failing. Please, lend your divine guidance to my friends who still struggle through the jungle. Don't let their efforts be in vain. Let them overcome what I couldn't. Put an end to this. I beg you.
You kind of, with that last final cry, you look up, and all of a sudden you feel a lift. Uncontrollably, you've begun to rise, headed straight towards that blackened hole. It seems your time has come. You rise up towards this blackened hole, but all of a sudden something comes into view. It is a giant raven. Looks almost exactly like Corvin. Kind of struggling against the wind, seemingly pushing its way towards you. Morthos, that bright beam of light, is now rising towards you slowly. I need you now to roll with your spellcasting ability, just to check.
Can I aid him in any way or form?
So just the roll with my charisma bonus.
Mhm.
That's an 18.
Add your proficiency.
Oh, add my proficiency? That's dirty 20.
Okay. You will yourself forward. You're beating your wings furiously as now you come to the realization that that's Runa. That's who you need to save. And as you come winging in, Runa, you're reaching out, kind of pulled almost by your back. You've kind of turned around now, and your back is kind of rising towards him. Morthos, you kind of have to turn and will your wings upwards, stretching with your claws. And then you see it. This kind of bright golden light kind of erupt behind Runa. It kind of comes into the front of her. And Runa, you see a man, shoulder-length brown hair, kind of grisly features, looking very simple, a very simple warrior, which you know is a form that Kelemvor takes. And he just smiles at you. And he reaches out and he grasps onto your hand and grasps onto Morthos's claws. And with a flash of bright light, joins your hands together. The rest of you, what do you do?
I'm trying all my healing stuff.
Cindy
Great.
rages and runs over there, and he's like screaming, "Not again! Not fucking again!"
Ven's just shaking, like against the tree, shaking. So much blood. People she loves, like she's freaking out.
I'm picking up my arrows and cleaning my weaponry and self the pleb way, not the prestidigitation way. And I go back up to my tree hammock and sort of cross-leggedly sit in the middle of it and look down upon the rest of the party. Actually, sorry, instead of that, I'll look out and like actually perceive for threats.
Okay. Selenia, you've exhausted all of your healing.
She's gonna revert to praying. She's gonna get on her knees, clasp her hands, and she's gonna pray to the Monitor. She's gonna say, Monitor, God of order, God of the sun, law and time, please do not allow these two to leave us now in our most dire need. They're too young, and it's too early for them to go. Please lend me your aid in healing these two. And she's crying a bit.
Sin's placing his like 3 runes around Morthos and Runa, asking for Talos to revert the damage that he's done and to allow things to come back to normal. And knowing he doesn't normally do that, but he's asking to revert what he did again.
Okay. Galindon, as you're standing there watching out, all of a sudden the wind picks up tremendously.
Pull out my bow.
The rain becomes heavier. Lightning strikes, and strikes again, and strikes again. And then a lightning bolt comes and strikes directly into the middle of all of you. A flash, a boom. The trees shudder. Galindon, you've got to hold on for dear life. Selenia and Sin, you're both blown backwards. Then you get pushed against the tree. And as everything clears, the clouds part, and a pure ray of sunlight now alights itself on the rest of you. Morthos, you feel a hand tighten on yours. Physical. Warm. The sun is beating on your face. Runa, you feel a hand grasping yours. Physical. Warm.
I grasp your hand and give it a squeeze.
As the sunlight kind of finally dies away enough and you all pick yourselves up, you can see that in a crater blown about 5 feet into the earth are your friends lying there, holding each other's hands.
I'll hop down from the tree and head towards them.
and sprints, grabbing his axe that he dropped and just running to the crater.
Same.
Without
Morthos,
letting.
you hear a whisper come through the ether. Soft. And it almost breaks up as it says, "You cannot weave a tapestry without all of the threads." And you become aware of your friends running towards you. You all embrace. And you feel closer to one another than you've probably ever felt.
Unless Morthos is trying to let go, Runa is still holding.
He doesn't notice. He's laughing hysterically. Like,
I just want it to be known, Ven's not in the group hug. She's kind of just like stood up against the tree, like crying blood, does not know how to react. But she's happy.
Okay.
Sin
Galindo,
kind of
Smack
thing?
Morthos. I'm gonna smack him.
looks at Ven and she sees Sin like full on sprint, grab her and like slam, kind of like not like slam everybody into a hug, but kind of like grasp her and gets her in that hug.
She's kind of catatonic. She kind of just lets him do that for once.
And for a good hour,
As soon as Runa has overcome the whole awe of dying, seeing her god, seeing what it looks like to be in the soulmonger or being sucked into it or in the atropole, she's looking at Mortis and say, "You crazy, wonderful idiot! How dare you jump into the maws of death after me?"
I had to, Rhoda. There's nothing else I could do. I had to.
Thank you so much. And shame on you for doing that to us. Don't ever do something like that again. No more dying. I really can't recommend it. It's not what's supposed to be. And then she's starting to be hysteric.
as you say that,
Yes.
Morthos, you feel a sickening feeling. You're not sure what it is, but you have this feeling like just for a wave, all of a sudden you want to throw up, you want to pass out, you get dizzy.
I put a hand on him. It's like, are you okay?
Can Morthos like roll up his sleeve and see how the vein is?
The vein goes as far as you can roll your sleeve up.
Takes off his shirt.
There is a blackened vein tracing its way all the way up the arm, onto the chest, and into the heart.
Oh no.
And you can see that there are now small tendrils of veins coming out from that. Mechanically, your hit point maximum is now reduced by 1, as you are now technically afflicted with the death curse.
No.
Galinden's gonna start packing up the undead and starting a pyre.
Yep. The dawn light, the crackling flames begin to ignite what is left of the undead corpses. As the rest of you kind of stand around Morthos, looking at his condition.
Silently, he'll get dressed again. Just saying to everybody, look, we don't have to worry about me for now. The sooner we take care of this, then we'll all be smiling again.
Yes, no more detours.
We will reset the balance, and everything will be back to the way it should be.
Yes, let's get Portnir and Zaru, then to Omu, and then we will vanquish this evil.
And with that reaffirmation, feeling your bonds grow stronger, and feeling now intent on defeating this evil, on a happier note, you will now be level 5.
Yay, I guess.
Worth it!
Ding!
Thank you for not killing me. Or killing me but letting me come back out of your plain tomb of annihilation.
Hey,
Last time I did this, he made us
Thank you so much.
sheets, so super lucky.
it was
Oh,
the
dear.
plea to the gods that made it happen. So I know that I
Thank you
had
so
told you
much.
guys last session to kind of prep yourselves for level 5. So really quickly, let's all roll our health. Everybody roll your health. Morthos, your maximum will go up by this amount. And keep track of the old amount you were at. Just in case you guys defeat the death curse, right? You're gonna want what you were at back. So you're gonna have to keep track of 3 hit point amounts now. Current death curse hit points and maximum hit points.
I rolled
I'll-
a 7.
A 7, so that's going to take you up to 45.
5.
So I'll take the average again of 5, plus 1 from Constitution, and plus 2 from taking Tough when I hit 4th level. So that's up to normally 43, but actually I'm at 42.
I'm an idiot. I'm such an idiot. I still have Dungeon Master inspiration. I just noticed when I was scrolling on my new hit points. I could. Never mind. This was more heroic. Oh,
It was definitely. Sorry?
Proficiency bonus goes up.
Yes.
I believe so. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's
right.
when I
Spell
noticed.
save DCs will all go up by 1, and your arcane shot DCs and your raging DCs. You have a question for me, Selenia? Or no? Or did you tell me your health?
Oh. Durable is for just if I get health back, right?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay. So I'm gonna roll a
Um,
d10, right?
Yep.
Is that how I do it? Okay. Just want to try.
Glendon, what's your new health at?
I rolled a 6 with a plus 4, so plus 10, so I'm at 50.
Nice.
I got a 10.
Oh, you got max health.
What do I add to it?
Your Constitution
Where-
modifier.
Constitution. So that is 13.
Okay, so you should now be at 49. And Ven?
37 max.
And Sin? What's your new maximum?
64.
64. Okay, so really quickly, because I don't want to waste too much time, just touch on kind of the highlights of what your new class is going to get for all of the viewers, kind of what you're going to pick, maybe the new spells you've thought about picking. like I said, let's make this as quick as possible so we can get back to the story. Ven, what are you taking?
I'm switching a cantrip to Booming Blade, and I'm getting Dispel Magic.
Excellent. Any class features or anything?
Nope, just a new, just 2 level 3 spell slots.
Okay. Morthos?
I get a 3rd level spell. Actually, no, my spell slots go up to level 3, so I can use a level 3 spell. And I took Vampiric Touch, as I get to learn another spell. I also get another Eldritch or Warlock Invocation, and since you level up, I can switch one out for another. So I took out Agonizing Blast, and I added Improved Pact Weapon from Zenithars, and Thirsting Blade from the Player's Handbook. That's about it.
Okay. And Sin?
I just gain an extra faster movement, upping my speed up from 30 to 40, and then I get an extra attack.
Okay. Runa?
I now have Destroy Undead. It's very nice when you're in Shald. My perception is increased because of the new perception bonus, so my passive perception is now at 23. Believe it or not, thanks to Observant feat. And I'm getting level 3 spells, so I can cast Revivify, but never mind that, into Annihilation, Vampiric Touch, Beacon of Hope, and Mass Healing Word. Because Beacon of Hope with that additional boost to will saves and death saves would have been very handy here. So yeah.
Excellent. Galinden?
Lighter, so extra attack.
Nice. And Selenia?
Okay. Well, I get an extra attack. I can finally summon my fine steed. I get the cool spell called Aid. I don't think I get anything else. That's pretty much it. I don't want to name all my spells.
Excellent. Leave them a surprise. Okay, so now that we've done that, everybody is still kind of going over everything. Let's dive right back in. It is the morning. The only one who has not had a full, long rest, Galinden. You have some travel ahead of you. If you wish.
Trance on
or
the
you
boat?
can. Probably, if everybody is indeed intent on setting off down the river, absolutely you can trance on the boat. Doesn't require everybody to be rowing.
We burned the bodies or are burning those?
They're currently in flame.
It's a large beast, I understand.
Yes. All right.
Shall we
So
continue
setting
up
off?
the river then? Yes,
Yeah?
executive decision. We are setting up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Just
All
like
right.
still going over everything that just went down, like soaking it in. Like it hasn't
Everybody's
settled
just
yet.
Processing.
So
Try not to cry on the internet.
Sin's
next-
gathering up his runes, by the way.
Yeah, I'll trance as well on the boat.
you guys grab everything, and you travel for the next 2 days. Out of the river Shosen Star, out into the mouth. And you come around the bend, and slowly coming into view, you can see the city on the edge, Port Nyanzaru. You can see its three-hilled design. There's the harbor ward that kind of holds the bigger ships, and then the smaller docks that kind of fit the canoes. And you can see the one large gold-roofed building on the one hill. that connects to what appears to be the large Colosseum arena. Then you can also see the Golden Palace, where you had first encountered Wakanga Otamu. And even at the distance, as you're kind of slowly approaching, you can see where his villa might be. On the third hill, you can see that there is the large building with the dome that is painted to look like an open eye. And then just jutting out, you can also see a kind of purple-roofed temple that you hadn't noticed before because you had kind of come in from the jungle side. And you can see that all seems to be well. Everybody is okay. The city's not on fire. That's a positive.
It's a plus.
Everything seems perfectly fine. And you guys come around to the docks where the canoes and small fishing vessels and everything else kind of pull in. And you know that this is the area known as Tariki Anchorage in Port Nyanzaru. And as you pull up, you can see that the anchorage itself seems to be rather quite hustle and bustle. There's a lot of people moving about, a lot of animals moving about. You can see that there is quite an interesting amount of people shouting, hawkers, and you can just see that most of the dinosaurs being treated here are brightly painted in beautiful colors. And so just so you're aware, you guys are right about here, right in these docks, just off the Tarinki anchorage.
Is this like a festival? Are they painted because it's some kind of holiday?
You're not really sure. You step off the canoes back onto solid land, back into civilization, and this is the first time you've seen healthy people that aren't overly trying to kill you in over a month and a half. This is the first time you guys have seen civilization in just under 2 months. So it kind of shocks you at first. You've kind of got this tension from having to always be aware, and it's kind of nice that maybe, just maybe, you can let your hair down a little bit, as it were. You can kind of relax and kind of let yourself not be so on guard here. And you kind of stop somebody in the street, Runa, and you kind of ask,
Excuse me, is a festival going on, or why are the dinosaurs painted?
it's a small child, and the child looks up at you and goes, "It is a day to race day. They are preparing. I am going to go look." And he just runs off, very excited. He told you it was race day.
Race day, I say to the others. Do you think he means dinosaur racing?
That sounds incredible.
I think it's best watching this one drunk. I'll be back.
I fought him.
Do you all have a place to stay here inside Port Nyanzaru?
That tavern. What was that called?
There are only 2 places to stay in Port Nyanzaru. There is the Thundering Lizard and Kaya's House of Repose. The Thundering Lizard is for a more raucous time. Kaya's House of Repose is for the more dignified individuals.
On an off note here, we picked up a ton of copper and silver in Firefinger. Can I go somewhere to get that converted and distribute it?
You would probably have to go to the jeweler's market to do such things.
Okay,
But I know.
I want wine, and then I want to go there.
I'll go
Wait,
with
wait.
her.
Then I think of wine and I open the alchemy jug and I pour some out. We've
Okay.
checked wine, right? We've checked wine?
You have not. You think wine, and you pour a little bit out, and it is a nice, beautiful red.
Oh, give me that.
Here you go. It's not such a stupid item now, is it?
No, I kind of like it now. I'm not getting it back.
Would I know where to go for the Emerald Enclave?
You know that there isn't a representative of the Emerald Enclave in this city. The only other representative that you have is a druid that is stationed out of Fort Balarian.
Okay.
Is there some
Dude.
form of runner system? Some people that you can send with messages
I'm also curious with
or something?
I'm sure I could just hire somebody to do that.
I'd say you
hire
could probably just pay a small child and they'd run a message for you.
I'm not sure if they would let a small child into the palace of Vakanga Otamu, right?
They would at least be able to get it to a guard.
Oh yeah,
Right.
that's a good idea. I'm going to scribble down a note to him and to Sintra Sylvain, announcing that we have arrived in the city and have news about the state of affairs, and that so far we could not solve the problem, but that we are a few steps closer, and that that we request an audience tomorrow before we set out again to bring them up to speed, so to say.
Okay.
You said we're at the docks, right?
Yeah.
Can I see if I see the ship that Lord Dominus is coming?
You do. You kind of head into the harbor ward of the city. So you guys all kind of have split up at this point.
I'm just going to use the washroom really quick. I'll be right back.
Yep. And you head into the harbor ward. And you can see that docked inside the harbor is a ship that looks exactly like Sir Ray Burton's ship.
Oh, I'm gonna go right up to it, or at least try to.
It's kind of like off in the water. You'd have to take like a
Oh.
longboat to the boat kind of thing.
Okay.
So
find,
then, sorry, go ahead, Selenia.
I was gonna see if I can find like a, I don't know, like a person in charge of docking boats and stuff.
Your best guess would probably be the harbor master. Now, the harbor master is kind of way over on the edge of the merchant's ward over here. If you can see the little blue arrow that's going on.
Mm-hmm.
That's the harbor master's house. So you'd have to go talk to him. He's responsible for all ships coming and going, their dossiers, everything going on.
Okay. Was anybody still with me, or no?
I don't think so. I think you're off on your own.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go head that way then.
Okay, so as you head that way, then are you going to try and distance yourself from Galinden?
Is he following me? I'm taking the jug. Like, I took the jug. So,
Well, we'll have to ask when he gets back. If he, I assumed he probably left you to go and look for the Emerald Enclave.
okay. Yeah, I want to, like I said, I want to go to the jeweler because I've got a bunch of coinage to change and I've got some gems to sell. And
Okay.
I also, is there like, okay, this is going to sound stupid. Is it like a postal system or some sort of like continental, messengers or something? Somewhere I could hire someone to take these letters?
Probably your best bet would be ending up in the harbor master would probably be your best bet, because it would be more of a matter of, not necessarily a matter of like a direct postal service, but he would put it on a ship,
That's what I
head it out
figured.
somewhere, and then once they got there, it would, it's kind of this long drawn out system. But yeah.
Okay. Well, I want to go get the coinage and stuff and sell these gems, and then I'll go to the harbor. I'll probably go to the harbor some other time when nobody else is around.
Okay, so you head to the jewel market. What are you looking to do? Just transpose your currency up and
sell
sell
the
some
4
things?
gemstones I have.
All right. What color are they?
I don't know. You told me they were worth 25 to 100 gold pieces each.
Oh, well then. That makes my job a little bit easier. Okay, so as you approach, you see a few shopkeepers. Most seem generally well off. You can see that there are, tourist baubles and things. They're all kind of hawking their wares. One, however, does seem to be directly responsible for dealing in currency exchange.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go up to him.
Okay. As you approach, he says, "Ah, welcome, pretty lady. What can I do for you?"
I happen to have acquired a large amount of copper and silver that I would quite like to get converted to gold.
Ah, of course. Nothing in Port Nianzaru takes copper or silver. It is all gold here. This is a wondrous place. Are you new here? I have not seen you before.
I'm not from around here.
So pale. You are going to burn in the sun.
I spent a lot of time in the jungle. There's not much sun there.
When you came out of the jungle,
Indeed.
this is where you got this copper and silver, huh?
I acquired it. Let's leave it at that.
I can respect that. Well, let me get working on this. And he takes your copper and silver, and he does it right in front of you on scales and everything else, so you know that it's by the book and on par and everything else like that. And he says, "Now let us look at your gems."
Okay. She doesn't remember mentioning gems, but she's gonna let it slide and pull the gems out, put them on the counter.
And he kind of says, 20 gold.
No, I don't think so, sir. And she kind of like scoots them back towards her.
He says, "Well, it is not so unbelievable." He says, "The great Xanthi sets the prices. I just enforce them."
Then I'll take them and I'll sell them somewhere else. I don't need this gold right now.
He says, "You won't find any other price for those gems in the city. A merchant prince controls its trade."
I don't need to sell them right now. I was just going to give you my business, but if you don't want it, that's fine. And she turns to go leave once she gets her gold.
Okay. You turn to go leave and roll a perception check.
That's not good. That's a 5.
Okay, you don't see anything.
I have my gold and gems, right?
Yeah, you have your golden gems, yes.
Okay. Then I'm good to go.
So the party has all kind of split up. Morthos, is there anywhere in particular you'd like to go?
The closest Tej vendor, and he's gonna go hopping from one to the next.
Okay. So you approach a Tej vendor, and he says, "Ah, you're looking for a drink.
Yep, and plenty of it.
I can sell you a barrel."
How much?
2 silver.
Done.
Okay. You hand over the 2 silver and very quickly begin drinking. And because you are drinking,
I will pay
let's
everything
raise a
you
glass.
drink, by the way.
And Let's raise a glass and cheers our lovely Exilium in the chat.
Cheers. And I'm going to buy Morphos as much booze as he wants to drink, as much as he can stomach.
Okay,
And
so
I'm even
you're
giving him a lesser restoration if he's hungover or something.
you hang out with Morthos. So Runa and Morthos, you're together. Selenia, you're down by the docks. You finally make it over to the harbor master, and you can see on the outside of the harbor master is a posting, and the posting reads, "Pirate Hunters Wanted." It says that 3 pirate captains are known to be in the area. Their ships are called the Dragon Fang, the Emerald Eye, and the Sturge. The harbor master, with permission from the merchant
1 second.
princes.
Can you say that one more time? Just the ship names.
Dragon Fang, Emerald Eye, and the Sturge.
Okay. Wait. And is it just like, can I take it off or no?
You might be able to. The bounty for each ship is 2,000 gold, and the bounty for each captain of the ship alive is 500 gold. And you step inside, and as you step inside, you see that it is a very busy place. It's mostly a warehouse, but there is kind of a desk that sits at the very front to kind of greet people coming in. And sitting behind the desk is a golden dragonborn wearing light white and blue robes, and he kind of seems to be poring over books.
I'm gonna walk right. It's a male.
You're not sure?
Okay, I'm just gonna walk up to it. Unless there's a line.
We're not hiring today, thank you.
That's not why I'm here. I would like to know about a ship that's out in the harbor. I believe Lord Dalmas Rayburton came on it. Do you have any record of this?
I cannot release that information to you. It's privileged. Only the merchant princes can request a look at my books.
She gives him a hard stare. She's like, I need to know if he came on this ship or not. And can I do like a very hard intimidation on him?
Sure. You roll an intimidation roll. Actually, you are going to have advantage on this, so you can roll again, thanks to Tiermon in the chat.
Dirty 20.
He gives you the hardest stare back. And he says, "Who is this person that you have to know so badly about? Is it your father?"
Like I said, he is Lord Dalmas Rayburton. He is my mentor. That's all you need to know.
And he kind of turns off to the side, and he kind of pulls out and he says, "Well, I hate to tell you, but he's not here. He came in with a shipment of goods from Baldur's Gate, and then immediately chartered another ship to head to Kitcher's Inlet.
How you say it? Kitchen?
Kitcher's Inlet.
Kitcher's Inlet. Where is that?
He shows you on a map, and on your map, I believe Kitcher's Inlet is actually marked. It's near the ruins of Mesro, I believe.
Do you know when he left?
He left as soon as he got in. So maybe 10 days ago. I don't know. I don't pay that much attention. I pay more attention to goods coming and going, not people.
You do keep track of the boats, don't you?
Yes, of course. He kind of
Then
looks
that's
away,
how you
kind of annoyed at you that you're kind of, he keeps trying to give you like just enough for you to go away, and you keep kind of bothering him with it. So he's kind of, and he says, he got in about the 11th of Flame Rule and left on the 12th. So, it's been 17 days since he's been gone.
What's today?
Today is the 29th of Flame Rule. It is almost at the end of a month. It's almost been 2 full months that you guys have now been in Chult.
Okay.
So, Runa and Morthos, are you guys taking your drink anywhere or just drinking on the street?
I would like to find out where the races are. If there's some kind of racing grounds, or maybe that arena, or there's something like an arena, right?
Yeah, there is a coliseum up on one of the hills of Port Nianzaru. But
I'm gonna hit up one of the locals and say, "Hey, excuse me, where are the races being held?"
Oh. They start under the Soon Bridge and work their way all around the city. If you want to bet on them, you have to go to the Grand Souk.
Okay, I know where that is. Is it? Come on. Say that the dinosaurs race through the city? That seems dangerous.
Are you asking the citizen?
I'm just saying that out loud. Like, whoa, they let them race around here? That
It is a
seems
very
dangerous.
interesting observation. Yep.
And of course, I wrote that little letter and sealed it and pushed the seal of Kellum. I just pressed the Kellum War sign on some wax or something and handed it to someone. I'm going to make an insight check to look around to see someone who's likely to really deliver the thing. That's 21 on insight. Who could be trusted with the message to hang out car move?
Okay.
A
Roll an
child
insight
or
check.
a teenage. Yes, 21 insight.
21. Okay. You see a young girl. She kind of looks a little hungry, but you can see that she actually is like near a food cart, but she eyes it down, but you can tell that she definitely doesn't want to steal it. And a girl that kind of honest and forthright, even in the face of hunger, you imagine that if you throw her even a copper or two, she would gladly deliver that message for you.
I take out 5 pieces of silver, so a pretty hefty amount of money for something like that, and go over to her, and I say, this will be yours if you will deliver this message to the palace of Kangotamu and make sure that the guards pick it up and bring it inside.
Okay. I can do that.
Very good.
And you can see that as you're closer to her, you can see that she's got like some sort of a rash or something.
Poor child. Are you all right? And I look her over. Is it something that I could cure with my lesser restoration that removes diseases? If it's something normal, or is she suffering?
Probably, yeah. No, it's probably something that you can cure. And she says, I don't know.
Are you
My
alone?
family and I went on a picnic a few days ago. My brother and my mom and dad and me, and we were having a good time, and then this weird mist came into our picnic, and it got all over us, and then they kind of went crazy and kind of hurt each other and hurt themselves, and then it got worse, and they went crazy, and then about a day or two ago they died.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Are you all alone now? Oh, poor I place my hand on her head and say, I'm very sorry that this happened to you, but you need to know that you are not alone in this. And I cast Lesser Restoration while I comfort her, and that's the divine energy flood through her, removing the disease. I say, I'll give you this money so you can get yourself something to eat and something to drink. And if you come back, I want you to go over to Kaya's house of repose. Me and my friends, we are going to sleep there. And I will talk to the owner or I will find someone who can take you in or maybe give you a job or something so you will have a roof over your head. Or wait a second, do I know if there's no Temple of Kalimdor in here, right? It was a Temple of Tamara.
There isn't a Temple of Kalimdor here.
Yeah. Look me up, find me again after you have done this for me, and I will try to help you as best as I can.
Okay, I'll take it right away. And she just grabs it and takes your money a little eagerly, but it's a child getting some money, and she just beelines it off, and like you're really confident that this little girl is off, and she did look much healthier after you cast the restoration. She looked a little bit stronger, and you're confident that she'll be okay.
And I don't know if we're going to be able to play it out, but when we come back, I will talk to Kaya. And she seemed pretty reasonable and very nice. And maybe I can come to an arrangement and give her some money for her to take the child in and make sure that the girl has enough to eat and a place to sleep and someone to look after her. Because I guess from what I saw in Child, it's not as if they're going to run around and help poor orphans. And I was an orphan myself once, I say to Morthus. And Rika, my adoptive mother, took me in. So we have to give back what we received.
Oh, yeah.
To make some small change in the world. Besides slaying epic and evil things, random acts of kindness are what keeps this world moving.
Yeah, it's like back home when I believe my parents have died. It takes like another big swig of Tej. I was on something like this for a little while, but once I got out of it, started helping those less fortunate than me, myself. in my own way. Enough of this. Let's go find some races to watch.
I pat his shoulder and let's move on.
Okay. In the meantime, Sin, what are you doing?
Sin's actually strolling around. He's just looking at everything and he's thinking.
Okay. Yeah, there's a few things here that are interesting. You pass by a dye works shop. That you can see dyes clothes. It's got this very horrible kind of acrid smell to it, but you can see all sorts of pretty and beautiful and wonderful colors around it. You pass around there and you come across the fish market, you come across the Red Bazaar again. You work your way all the way around, kind of seeing the different sites and everything else. At one point, you do see Ven. At another point, you see Morthos and Runa. At another point, you see Selenia. At another point, you think you see Galinden. Maybe. You're not sure. And you're just walking around. Not going to go drink anywhere or do anything.
No, he doesn't think drinking right now is best.
At this point, you guys hear this kind of long horn go up, and you see everybody kind of stops. And those in kind of the market areas would begin to see certain goods being pulled inside, and you guys become acutely aware that there seems to be some sort of like alleyway or roadway that is being kind of cleared. And you, Morthos and Runa, you make your way over to the Bridge of Soon.
When we see Sin walking around, I will wave to him. Come, we're going to watch the dinosaur race. Join us.
Sin
Drinking out of
follows
her
and
wine.
goes to where you waved.
Okay. So together, for whatever reason, most of you, provided those that don't wish to be, will all be at the same point. In the dinosaur races, you guys all kind of meet up and kind of wait at the starting line and what you assume is the finish line. And the first race that happens is between four-legged dinosaurs. So you can see that there are Triceratops. You can see that there are... I can't think of the name right now, but four-legged dinosaurs. Quite a few of them. People are throwing out Ankylosaurus. Yeah, people are throwing out wagers. 6-to-1 odds here, 6-to-1, 1-to-5, 1-to-5 odds over here, 1-to-5, and they just seem to be betting on like finishes.
I would like to go over there and talk to them.
Morthos' drunken ass is gonna go bet as well.
Is this, so you said this is like the first race? Does it look like there's going to be other races?
Oh, definitely. In fact, there are some people specifically calling out to bet on the Unchained race.
I'm going to go to that one. That sounds cool.
Okay, so you guys collectively figure out that there are 3 races every race day. And these races, one is between 4-legged beasts. The second is between 2-legged beasts. And the third is between all of them. And the other interesting thing about the Unchained race is that these dinos can attack each other and the riders during the race. Now, how the betting works, especially if you want to bet on the Unchained race, is you can bet literally anything to happen. You're not just betting for first. You can bet on whether a certain dino will come fourth. You can bet on whether a certain dino will try and hit another dino. You can, like, it's anything goes. The betting tables for the Unchained race, which is the one I'm assuming that most of you are going to want to bet the money on. The betting table is as follows. At 7-to-1 is Big Honker. He's a young T-Rex. At 5-1 is Ubtau's favorite, a young Triceratops, who the better tells you is on a bit of a streak at the moment. The 3-1 odds is Banana Candy, a well-trained Hadrosaurus. The 2-1 odds is Bone Cruncher, a young Allosaurus. The 1-1 odds is Grung Stomper, a young Ankylosaurus. The 1-2 odds is Scarback, another T-Rex. The 1-3 odds is Nasty Boy. The 1-5 odds, Nasty Boy is an Allosaurus. The 1-5 odds is Jungle Princess, a Deinonychus. And the 1-7 odds is Mountain Thunder. And this one's an aging Dimetrodon. Dimetrodon is the other one I couldn't remember off the top of my head. Because it's the small, squat, four-legged ones with the big sails on there. So, who wants to bet, and on what odds, and for what?
I'll bet 10 gold that big honker takes a bite out of the other racers. Big honker's the young T-Rex, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, one of them. Yep.
That he takes a bite out of any of the other racers. So 10 gold on that, 7-1 odds.
If you say everything, we could also bet on some dinosaur hurting another and it's been so grisly that the rider is throwing up. Or something like that. Like really weird stuff.
Yeah, you totally could.
Yeah, I just bet that, someone's going to get bit by the T-Rex, so.
I'm gonna bet 10 gold that Bone Cruncher crunches some bones.
That sounds like a safe bet.
10
What was
gold
the princess's
on
name?
Bone
Jungle
Cruncher? Jungle Princess.
Sin's gonna bet 10 gold on Jungle Princess that it loses its rider.
None of them have names with blood, right?
No.
Okay.
Another 5 gold that Nasty Boy knocks off another rider.
Okay, hold on. The bettor has to take these bets. So 10 gold on Jungle Princess that it loses the rider. Morthos?
The 10 that Bone Cruncher will crunch some bones, and another 5 that Nasty Boy's gonna knock off another rider.
Ah, I see. Okay.
Was Scarback an old T-Rex or just a young? Like, what type of T-Rex was he?
They're both young. Older T-Rexes get retired because they're too damn big to race.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna say 10 gold that Scarback throws his rider.
Okay, as you guys are betting, the first race happens. And those that aren't betting, you guys can watch. It's still crazy. Even though the dinos aren't attacking one another, you see them go off. They smash goods. They smash storefronts. And you know, at a couple points, you actually see some crazy asshole run right in front of the race and like wait until the last second and then jump out of the way as like a dare. You can tell that these people just love it. They're all about the races. They don't care what happens. It's just a way to make money and a way to have fun. And it's almost infectious. You can feel the happiness of the people around you. You feel the cheer. But there's this small part of you too that at the same time is like, really? Like this place is insane. Like
The revelry.
Okay, and
Can I bet once more on Mountain Thunder?
Yeah, absolutely.
To to bite somebody.
Mountain Thunder to bite?
He's a bigger dinosaur, right? He's a bigger T-Rex?
Smaller, no.
Oh, he's small. I thought he was the older one. Okay.
You said Mountain Thunder, right? He's the aging Dimetrodon.
Oh, he's the Dimetrodon. Right. Not him then. I'll go Jungle Princess. I'll go 10 gold on Jungle Princess to attack somebody.
What would one have to do to actually ride one of the dinosaurs in a
That's a
race?
good idea.
Are you asking the bookie?
Mhm.
He says, all you need is your own dino.
Hmm.
Shit, I don't have polymorph yet. Sorry.
Screw the skull bunker. Let's become race jockeys for dinosaurs.
Sounds way, way less stressful.
Yeah. All you'll
Too
do
bad
is
we didn't
lose a
keep
friend
that zombie
in
dinosaur
43
alive,
days.
huh?
I'm not going to bed. I just watched it with interest and delight.
done.
It's a welcome thing to take our mind off what lies
The
before us.
second race happens. The two-legged race. This one's a little bit faster. The first one was the four-legged race, and it was a little bit slower, mostly triceratops and smaller kind of four-legged beasts. The second one's all about speed and agility, and in fact, you actually see some riders have like trained their raptors to jump over obstacles, and people kind of ooh and ah at that. And then it comes time for the unchained race, and before it ends. Before it begins, the last call goes out for any betting.
I have a bet, but just give me a sec.
See, I don't have to bet. He's betting enough for both of us.
What happened to him not having any gold for arrows?
Arrows are super cheap, and I can probably make some out of the wood. Can you remind me which Nasty Boy, what kind of dinosaur Nasty Boy and Scarback are?
Nasty Boy is an Allosaurus. Scarback is a young Tyrannosaurus.
I want to put 5 gold on Scarback to win the race.
This is gonna be fun.
I bet against them. I say that I put in 5, and I say Nasty Boy will win the race.
I just like that name.
What? Oh, what was the oldest?
So 5
one?
gold Scarback for Galinden to win, right?
Yeah.
And Nasty Boy is Sin.
Yep.
And the old one, whichever one that was.
Mountain Thunder is the old one.
Yeah, another five gold for that one to finish last.
5 gold on Mountain Thunder to finish last. Okay. So, let me now very quickly see what happens during the race, and then I will let you know. By
I want to
narrating
fuck
it.
up the race.
Do you? Okay. Give me a sec here. I'm just making sure that I know what happens during the race.
Sorry,
Nasty
Steven,
boy.
is it raining right now?
It is not, actually. It's sunny.
Ooh, look at that.
Could I use Mask of the Wild in a crowd? Like Assassin's Creed style?
Mm,
Lightly obscured foliage, cover, and like heavy rain, things like that.
yeah, you know what? Sure.
I do that.
Okay, and then that. Okay. Sorry, you guys bet a lot. I have to check a lot of things. Okay,
Sorry.
that's okay.
Sorry, not sorry.
Oh, interesting. Okay. So, the racers are set. You see a man kind of come forward and he throws up his hands, and a large boom enters. You figure he just casts Thaumaturgy to start the race, and they begin taking off. And you can see that they immediately begin to kind of jostle into one another, and this is definitely more violent than all the rest. Huge tails smashing into caravans, fruits and goods going everywhere. You can see that, unfortunately, like a small dog comes running out into the pathway and just gets stepped on. And the crowd just absolutely loves it. About midway through the race, you see Bone Cruncher, the Allosaurus. He actually bumps into a couple of the leaders and falls behind a little bit, but one of the leaders actually loses his balance, falls, and Bone Cruncher just steps right on him, crunching some bones.
Yeah, Morthos is cheering.
My Mask of the Wild was a stealth 20. Can
Okay.
I kind of make my way ahead of the dinosaurs before it starts? And then if there's like a laurel or something that's like, Portman's our races, that goes from like building to building. Do you know what I mean? Like those
Oh, okay,
pennant
like the little
things?
Yeah.
Yeah, can I screw with that to make clothesline one of the riders?
Sure. You know what? Why not?
Just I can put a wrench in it, bud. If I could.
So roll. I'm gonna have you roll a sleight of hand check to untie the one end of the banner.
19.
You do so. As the race kind of comes down, you see that it's slowly descending, and yeah, it probably will get one of the riders, perhaps. Ven, you said you wanted to fuck with the race too, didn't you?
Yeah, who's in the lead?
Who's in the lead right now? Right now, currently in the lead is Mountain Thunder.
He's the old one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm trying not to be in the front of the crowd. I'm trying to be like in the back. Is he within 60 feet?
Yeah, sure.
I want to cast darkness on his rider.
Okay.
Just to let you know, I can see through that. But no one else can.
Does Sin see her doing this?
I'll say in the chaos of the races, you guys can't really see what either one of you.
Darn it.
And where is my buddy Scarback?
Scarback, he is last.
Oh, poor sweet boy. Okay, I'm going to cast Minor Illusion, and I would like to make the sound of that zombie T-Rex right in his ears and on his rider's ears.
Okay. So as this all happens, you guys begin to see the effects. At one point, darkness blots out one of the riders' vision, and it just kind of runs aimlessly, and you see the reins get pulled, and he slams into a building and kind of lags behind. You see Scarback begins to pick up speed just as the banner kind of fully descends down and hits the rider of Scarback. It kind of envelops the rider of Scarback. He freaks out, pulls the reins to the side, hitting Big Honker. Big Honker then retaliates by the Tyrannosaurus biting the rider of Scarback directly off of the back of its dino. And the race continues on with finally the top three being Banana Candy, Grung Stomper, and then Ubtau's favorite coming in third. The rest all lagging behind. The only payouts that paid out are Bone Cruncher with the crunching of the bones and Big Honker with the removal of riders.
What
So
about Scarback
you will get
losing his rider? It got eaten.
Oh, Scarback throws rider. Yeah, you are 100% right. Absolutely. So that will also pay out. So Scarback's payout is 20 gold for that bet. Bone Crunchers Crunching Bones payout is 5 gold, because it was 2-to-1 odds. Big Honkers biting the Rider, which is probably one of the higher bets that it gets all the time, pays out 1 gold, 5 silver. And that is race day.
So that was great. Didn't do anything to mess that up. Not at all.
How inebriated is Morthos at this point?
Very drunk.
Okay.
Ven's
not
been
stopping.
drinking from her wine too. She's not sober by any means.
Luna has been drinking, but not as much, and she's basically having both of them. Making
Sin
sure that
hasn't
they're
been drinking.
Okay. And it's coming close to evening now.
We go into Kaya's.
Shall we go to Kai's then? Yes.
Yeah, let's go to Kaya's, and I direct them.
Okay. You enter into Kaya's. It takes you a little bit longer than usual because I'm sure Ven and Morthos are a little bit like those drunk people that's like, let's go over there. I want to go over there. And then
Morthos
no,
is also
we're
singing
going-
a shanty as well.
She's hugging her jug, occasionally like taking a sip. Meanwhile, thank you, Galindon. Because he figured out it has her favorite substance.
and you enter into Kaya's house of repose. It's a quiet, nice place. It has a fire going in its hearth, even though it's quite warm outside, but it keeps it at a nice, consistent temperature, and you imagine that the fire is probably more so for the cold rains that kind of roll in and the tropical storms to keep things a little bit warm. And Kaya looks up and she goes, "Oh, it has been a while."
Yes, good evening, Mistress Kaya. You remember us?
But of course, I thought you were dead. I told that
We are not.
lady that came and asked, but 2 weeks ago, that you were dead.
Wait, what lady?
Well, she looked like the lovely lady here, but with black hair. And she points at Ven.
Huh. Do you have a sister with black hair? I asked a very drunk man.
No one should look much like me.
Hmm.
I'm one of a kind.
Perhaps your parents?
I think we should discuss this tomorrow morning when she is. Let's discuss this tomorrow.
Oh my god. Just pictured Ven just all of a sudden become sassy teenage white girl. Just no one's
Yes.
like me but me, okay? Like God. All right. Kaya says, can I get you something to eat?
More wine.
We need rooms for everyone, and yeah, maybe something to eat would not be too bad to soak up all the alcohol.
What kind of wine would you like? Do you want the fine one or the pitcher?
I want the pretty one.
She turns to you, Runa, and she goes, 10 gold, please, for your friend.
It's okay.
Then throws gold.
What can I get you to eat?
Last time I had this very nice fish stew, and I would like to have it again. Something about Upto?
Aramag's Delight, I believe.
Oh yeah, I take that one.
8 silver.
I give her the money. Did a little girl show up? Asking for me?
I have not seen her yet.
If there is a little girl coming up, I met her in the market and she seemed very trustworthy, and she was going to deliver a message for me. If she shows up, she lost her family. Is there some way or form that you or some institution in the city could take care of her? Do you need maybe some help in the kitchen or something?
I
And I
think-
look at her with
Why,
pleading
yes.
eye.
Absolutely, I can take the girl in.
Oh, that would be wonderful. I hope
Yes.
she will come over.
Okay. The rest of you buy any food?
I do.
Lodgings are 1
um,
gold, by the way. Just take
Mhm.
away a gold if you want
Okay.
a room.
I'm going to get more food, the same thing that I have, and put it in front of Ben and Marshall and say, "Go eat. You need
Okay,
to
that'll be
soak up
8
all
silver
the
as well.
alcohol."
Grilled fish and vegetables.
Do you have any salad?
Kaya says, yes, we can bring you the greens.
Thank you. I'll buy some salad.
That will be a gold.
I really hope that's some good salad. Yeah, here's a gold.
Okay.
Vin's just going to eat her stew or soup or whatever it was while she's pulling out a big bag of gold that she got from the jeweler dude and being like, I have the money. I could have bought it.
Of
Sim looks
course
at
you
Ben
do.
and goes, "What is wrong with you?"
I'm not happy. Leave me alone.
Morthos is, after he ate, he kind of like curls by the fire on the floor and just like passes out.
Okay.
So he's
I will
laying on
do
the
s-
floor in front of the fire, passed out.
When we go to bed later, I'm going to grab him, pull him over the shoulder like I did with Mr. T last time. It seems like a totally practiced move. It's a bit weird because he's so much more lanky and taller than Mr. T, so I have to figure it out. But it seems like it's something that I have been doing quite often. Hanging out with too many dwarfs, I say, to no one in particular, as I bringing upstairs. Is Sven coherent enough to find her own bed, or
Yeah,
do I have?
she's alright. I'm good. She's cheap. I want a room, please.
Yeah,
Thank
come
you.
follow me.
And she's like got waving a gold around, like, give me a bed.
The transaction is complete. Everybody goes to sleep. Morthos, in your drunken stupor, in the middle of the night, you wake up feeling sick. Oh, you head over to the chamber pot and you kind of throw up into it, and you're kind of feeling gross, and then you kind of get up and wipe your mouth, and you kind of look back, and through the blurry drunken eyes where like when you're really drunk, when you too fast and everything seems to have streaks in it, you turn around and you can see that your room door is slightly open.
A look around.
Sir, roll a perception check at disadvantage.
That's an 11.
You don't see anything, you're looking around, and then you feel a hand on your shoulder. And as you turn around, you just hear, shh. I need you to make a charisma saving throw, please.
With disadvantage as well.
Mm-hmm.
I would say after my trance, after that first 4 hours, I would be going around the night and kind of like soaking up the like early morning or nightlife of the Port Newsoro.
Okay.
I rolled a 15 and a 16, so the 15 plus 7 is 22.
Wow. Okay. You see that as this person kind of and stepping into view, you can see red eyes, pale white skin, black hair. Kind of reminds you a little bit of Ven, a little bit. And you can see that she now has like drawn her hand up on the top of your head and is like slowly tilting your head to the side. And you can see that these two long teeth are beginning to protrude from her mouth.
Fuck, now another one, and I try to punch her.
Okay, as you try to punch her, she immediately just disappears into mist and zips out of your bedroom window. Galinden, you've kind of been around walking about and you kind of come back towards Kaya's and you see this kind of unnatural mist against the wind fly out of the window.
Definitely not natural.
Yeah, like it's a mist going against the wind with a will of its own.
All right. Oh, my wood elf nature balance senses are tingling, so I'll see if I can try and like follow it, as it's a mist.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to follow because it's moving pretty fast and is beginning to like weave its way in and through the buildings and everything else. And it takes you a bit to follow it, and then it's like you turn the corner and it's just gone and it's just damn it.
Can I look up when I turn the corner?
Sure. Yeah, it's no. There's nothing.
Do I have any ideas of mists that move against the wind unnaturally?
You know, certain spellcasters have the ability to cast that form upon themselves. You also know that undead, such as vampires, are capable of. Some are capable of entering a mist-like form.
Curiouser and curiouser. I will go back into Kaya's.
Okay.
Um,
Morthos,
and
after she disappeared, what did you do?
Probably
Like, would you have run downstairs?
yeah. And look
Okay.
for whoever in my party.
The reason I ask is because Galinden, as you enter, you probably see Morthos enter in, a little bit of probably vomit down his front, kind of really, really disheveled. He probably stumbles down the last 3 steps, kind of gets back up, and is kind of like, you can just tell that he is really drunk still.
Morthos, what are you doing awake at this hour?
Is Ven. Someone who looks like Ven. Black hair. Evil Ven.
Just wait down here. I have a bad feeling.
Okay, and he collapses
I go-
face down on the floor.
I go down up to Ven's room.
Okay.
Is she in there?
Ven, really quickly, roll me a perception check at disadvantage.
10.
10. Okay. You kind of creak open the door very quietly. She kind of rolls over and turns in her sleep. But yeah, she's there sleeping.
Sleeping
fine.
silently, by the way. She does not
Yeah.
snore. She's too much of a lady.
I will close the door, go back down to Morthos, pick him up, and drag him, because I'm not that strong, up the stairs, back
Okay.
into his room. And once all that's done, I'll go into my room and kind of wait until the morning-ish. But I'm also going to write my report for the Emerald Enclave, including this mist form that I've seen, ready to talk to Ven when she wakes up.
Okay. The next morning, you all wake up. Nothing really seems overly that different.
Ven, could you and I speak together?
Let's take a walk. I need to go to the harbor.
Fine, yeah.
Okay.
the other night, or last night, sorry, upon returning home after my little escapade throughout the town, I went around town just to see what it had to offer at the time of night. And
Searching in the night districts. I see. It's okay. No judgment.
no, you've mistaken me for something else. Not what I was going for. Checking out honestly just for unnatural blights. And do you know mist form of any sort? Can you?
Can I? I can't, but many vampires can.
Do you have any siblings?
No, definitely not.
Can I insight check her?
Yeah, absolutely.
Natural 20.
Natural 20. Curiously enough, she is telling the truth.
I believe you. And your parents, they are full-blooded vampire, or they damn fear like yourself?
It's complicated. Do you know how dampiers are made?
No, you sort of touched on it, that your father or your mother.
Dampiers are the culmination of a human and a vampire. My mother is, or my birth mother, is past. And my father, well, he's definitely full vampire.
You said birth mother as if there was another one.
Oh yes, my mom.
What is? I guess you wouldn't look like her if she was your birth mother.
No, she looks nothing like me.
Okay, the reason I'm bringing this up is because Morthos said drunkenly, after I had seen this misty form vanish from Kaya's house, I chased it around the town and lost it in a back alley somewhere, but he said it looked like you. Well, he said it was you. And I don't really know how to make it all.
It wasn't me, I can assure you of that. I could barely remember last night.
I know, I went into your room and I checked and you were sleeping.
Well, that's quite rude, but anyways. Entering a lady's room in the hours of the night.
Damn fierce.
No.
In the middle of the night.
I'm still a lady. In fact, I'm not just a female lady, I am the heir to Darkhold, so you should be careful, sir. However, yeah, no, definitely not family of mine. I have no siblings. My father cannot have any other children, and that I know of. And she kind of starts to look a little angry. Just, she does not like the idea of her father having other kids.
Well, since you have the lineage, I guess is the most polite way I could say, you need to be careful because accusations could fly around should people find out about you and should this mist become more of a problem. I'm only just warning you. But it attacked one of our friends.
Did it attack Morthos or did it threaten Morthos?
We'll have to ask him when we get back, but I'm assuming attacked.
Oh, was he bleeding?
I don't know.
Okay.
I can't smell it.
What I remember what Kaya said last night about someone looking like me and her telling them that I was dead?
No, probably not.
Okay.
Kaya said something last night that you probably won't remember. And I tell her what Kaya said.
Yeah.
Does that ring any bells to you?
No, but I'm just as confused as you are, and probably more curious than you are. And I don't. I'm just gonna kind of put that in the back of my mind and be more aware of my surroundings and be looking for this person, aware that it's daytime. They're probably not going to be out.
Okay, are you guys walking back together or separate?
I don't know. We got nothing else to do, so I can
We can
walk
walk
back
together. But yeah, I wanted to go to the harbor because I wanted to send my letters. So pay someone gold to take my letters.
Ditto.
Okay. So you guys head to the harbor master. You very quickly leave your letters with him. The service is going to be 10 gold to ensure that essentially the letters are bonded to the captain. It's his way of kind of enforcing that the letters go safely and move safely, and helps pay the captain off so that the captain cares about the letters and everything else. Administrative fees and things like that.
I'm gonna borrow wax and use my signet ring and like put my seal on each letter, make sure they're sealed shut with my family's crest.
I'm not going to take that service. That's just a little much for my elven blood.
I can help if you would.
Oh, no, I have the money to do it. I just think that's a lot of money.
Oh, okay.
I can find a different way to get the reports in. It's fine. Thank you, though.
Okay. You guys begin heading your way back when Galinden, you all of a sudden feel a sharp tug on your belt. And it's your coin purse coming off as you step outside. And it's this young boy that has pulled your coin purse off of your belt and just goes running off.
God. Give me a second, Ven. I'll be right back. And I go and chase after him.
Okay. You
Ben
go
kinda
chase after
holds her
him.
coin purse.
Then you kind of hold and you kind of... The sun is really beaming down here. You know, there's a little back alley just off in the corner there that might be decent to tuck into.
She'll go there. She doesn't like sunlight.
Okay. As you go there and you kind of step in, you are followed by two large individuals. You kind of continue walking, and two more step in front of you. One kind of looks at the other and says, "Well, what do we have here?" "Well, it seems we have someone who cheats at the races. What are we going to do about this?" "Well, I think we start by breaking her legs." And they advance in towards you just as a black blur comes with alarming speed. You see two of them before they even know what's going on. Their necks are broken and fall down. Then the black shadow zips past you, breaks the third one's neck, and then peels the other one to the side and bites into his neck, rips it out, and you see that her long nails kind of come up, and you see her kind of... She looks at you. Long black hair, pale skin, nails painted red.
Color are her eyes.
Her eyes? Her eyes are red.
Okay.
And she says, "Hello, sister." And that's where we'll end tonight's session.
Nice! Yes.
So, a lot of heavy stuff happened today. Thanks to all our viewers and mods and everything for watching and helping me out with the redemptions and everything else. Tomb of Annihilation returns May 13th for episode 9. We're getting close to 10 episodes, which is just blowing my mind. But May 13th, Tomb of Annihilation returns. What kind of craziness is going to happen next session? Again, just so you all know, to stay completely up to date with all FAF news, follow us on Twitter @FumblesandFame, all one word. Join our Discord and follow us right here on Twitch. Once again, we'll see you very soon. And in the meantime, claim your own fame, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.
See you later.
Bye.
Sunk real low.